Good evening and welcome to the Goods Property Services Round 8 of the Tennis West State League. Big match up today. Peppermint Grove Tennis Club sitting number 2 on the Goods Property Services League ladder, coming up against top of the table Hensman Park Tennis Club. My name is Brett Patten, sitting alongside Shane Smedley, former competitions and league manager for Tennis West, former number 2 doubles ranked player in the over 55s, believe it or not. And I can see you've been serving down some of the big serves. You've got your arm in a sling. There's no holding you back to this evening, Shane Smedley. We're actually playing down at Peppermint Grove Tennis Club as we speak. If you want to come down, the bar is open. The big crowd here is gathering around what's sure to be an outstanding series of tennis this evening. The number 1 team versus the number 2 team. Some outstanding athletes playing in both teams. Again, Hensman Park undefeated coming into this match. Peppermint Grove have lost 1 match. Top of the table clash. What are you expecting from tonight's game?
I'm interested to see how the lineup goes. Already we've seen Lily Fairclough, number 1 for Hensman's, not playing in the number 1 single spot, so they're obviously holding her back. She was warming up out here, so I'm expecting her to be playing doubles. Hensman Park won comfortably last time, so maybe they're giving Lily a bit of a rest to play doubles only. I do like the change of format tonight, though. For the first time, we got all 4 courts on go at the same time. So, I mean, it's always tough on a Friday afternoon, Friday evening, twilight after work. School, study for a lot of the kids out here. So it's nice for them to be able to have an earlier night. 4 singles in a row, which means we'll be done. Singles will be done in a couple of hours. We'll probably be done in 3.5 hours, I think, rather than 5.5, 6 hours.
Absolutely. So. Thank you to 7 West Media for taking the live stream through the West Australian newspaper. Peppermint Grove Tennis Club line-up this evening. Number 1 player, Talia Gibson, certainly formerly ranked number 39 in the world in the under-18s category in the world. We've got number 2 is Ruby Broadbent, number 3 Emma Black, and number 4 Gay Leong, all rounding out the top 4 for Peppermint Grove Tennis Club. Heading up Hensman Park, the number 1 player, Anja Dokic. And I'm excited about watching Anja Dokic play. She comes with plenty of power, left-hander, hasn't lost this season, coming up against really a player who has not been moved at the number 1 spot in 3 years. Just cannot seem to lose, Talia Gibson. So that's going to be an absolute cracker. Number 2, Ksenija Vujacic for Hensman Park, Ella Nurkic 3, and Hayley Burton number 4. Great lineup. I mean, like we said, this is a 1 versus 2 match. Hensman Park undefeated so far this season. Last time they met at Hensman Park defeated Peppermint Grove 5-1. The only winner on that day was Talia Gibson. So the matchup between Talia Gibson and Anja Dokic, I reckon it's an all-important. This will set up what the result may look like throughout the rest of the evening. Yeah,
I think obviously Hensman's pretty comfortable to leave their number 1 player out of the singles. They feel like they've got enough players out there to be able to get the job done. Very, very keen to see Talia play. Haven't seen Talia play this year yet, so I'm really looking forward to see her play. I've heard that her forehand's a strength. She's an all-court player. Looking at her warm up out here, she's very, very smooth. Just seems to be untroubled, not rushed, and it's always a sign of a quality player when a player's out there and seems to have so much time and never rushed, as we've seen with a couple of other top players this year.
Both clubs actually play and prefer to play on hard court. Hensman Park, their preferred surface is the hard, as well as Peppermint Grove. There are grass courts at both Peppermint Grove and Hensman Park, but the elite teams, the premier teams, the state league teams prefer to play on the hard courts. I mean, what do you think the difference is from a game style between hard court and grass court?
Yeah, I think that the girls prefer to play on hard court, as the boys do, because they probably do most of their work on hard court. Certainly the squads are all on hard court. All the big events are on hard court. Grass is a dying game. Grass is a game for our generation, Patsy, and generations after that, where everybody was brought up on a grass court. Great to play on a grass court. Develops different styles of play. I think the players that do best on a hard court are those who've got an all-court game. We see that from the number 1 player in Australia, number 1 player in the world. We've seen that there. We've seen it from Astra Sharma as well. Players who can play an all-court game, as I believe Talia Gibson can do. Yeah, it's very exciting if they can bring that all-court style of play to a hard court. What typically gets a little bit I wouldn't say monotonous, but a little bit regular is when the players are just going ground stroke to ground stroke, baseline to baseline all the time, and you might see one change of direction after every 6 or 7 shots. So I'm looking forward to it. Really, I'm looking forward to it tonight.
A little bit of breeze around tonight. The breeze, as you're looking at the cameras, coming from left to right. I mean, we are situated right on the river here at Peppermint Grove, so of course a little bit of breeze is going to come out throughout this evening. 4 courts, as we made mention. All singles to be played best of 3 sets. Third set is going to be played as a super tiebreaker. That is first to 10 points. A normal tiebreaker is played first to 7. But in the State League competition this year, the third set will be played to 10-point super tiebreaker. And I think that's added a lot to the competition. It becomes a bit of a Russian roulette, a bit of a shootout. Do you like the format with the third set super tiebreaker?
Yeah, I'm a bit of a traditionalist, Brett. I sort of like the idea of having playing 3 sets. We all grew up playing 3 sets, but I understand why Tennis West has made the change. It's certainly a sound change in an endeavour to try to get matches through before sunset. We saw last week in the men's last week that the matches didn't get finished because of the first 2 singles took a long time to get through. So I think it's a good idea. It pretty much ensures a result every week. Is it a great format? Well, let's say I think it works.
Best of 3 sets, 6 rubbers today, 4 singles, culminating in 2 doubles. Watching the hit up between Talia Gibson, furthest from the camera from Peppermint Grove. Anja Dokic playing at number 1, had traditionally been playing at number 2 throughout the Hensman Park season so far. Lily Fairclough, the number 1 player, is sitting out this singles match. She has just come back, from my understanding, at the High Performance Academy over in Brisbane and playing a couple of tournaments on the East Coast, and just wants to give herself a rest in the singles. And my understanding is we'll play the doubles, we'll front up for doubles, because it will, my view is it will come down to the doubles, there's no question about that, such as the high quality and the even spread of talent across these 2 teams. 4 courts being used today. We'll be telecasting and broadcasting court number 1 and court number 2, which is the 1 and 2 singles, and then we'll set up watching the number 1 doubles and the number 2 doubles after the singles. Big exciting matchup, 1 versus 2, round 8 of the Goods Property Services State League competition. Exciting times ahead. We're only moments away from Talia Gibson and Anja Dokic kicking off what is sure to be an absolute riveting match. Beautiful balmy night out here at Peppermint Grove Tennis Club. If you want to come down, the bar is open.
Brett, it is a stunning facility out here, isn't it?
Stunning facility, you're right.
You know, we're sort of between the ocean and the river. We're right on the river here. We've got twilight, sunset about to happen. We've got a nice. Where's the breeze coming from?
Left to right, it's coming from the river.
So there's Frio Doctors in. And it's just, and I looked at the grass courts. The grass courts presented beautifully. It's one of the old traditional clubhouses. Hasn't changed in many years. You used to be part of a big event here, didn't you? Didn't they do a Wimbledon weekend here?
They did. They used to hold a Wimbledon event. It was a fundraising event. It was a corporate event.
It was a big
tennis.
event, yes.
And so they used to run a Wimbledon event here at Peppermint Grove for the best part of 7 years. It was all about fundraising and bringing awareness to the great game of tennis. And it certainly was a great function that was put on by Brad Millman. Rob Casey was part of that at the time as well, and they had a lot of stars roll through. You know, I remember emceeing an event, and Ricky Grace showed up, and he was part of the event today. Loves his tennis, loves his ping pong too, does Ricky Grace, just on the verge of the Wildcat season kicking off tonight, actually. So, big night of tennis, big night of basketball, big night of sport throughout the West Australian landscape, and very much looking forward to calling this match this evening, as we're only moments away from seeing Talia Gibson and Anja Dokic kick off. I don't think they've played over the last 2 seasons, so both heavy strikers of the ball, both big hitters of the ball, and looking forward to seeing exactly what Anja can bring it to Talia, given that Talia hasn't lost a match in 3 years at State League, Shane, and Anja's on a real winning streak here herself for Hensman Park.
Well, it gives Anja a free kick, doesn't it, really, because she's got nothing to lose. There's no expectation out there. She's playing the top player, hasn't lost a singles in the last 3 years, so an MVP last year, I believe. So, he's got a free kick, can have a real go at this, I think.
And that's the aggressive play that we'll see from Anja. Really leaned into that return of serve, heavy down the line. Ball came back with pace from Talia, and that'll be the play today. Talia just won't move off the spot. She's a clean, smooth striking athlete, and Anja really is trying to hit through the court to sort of push Talia around, because Talia's not used to this pace of ball, certainly at State League.
Yeah, I can't see Anja spending too much time working her way into a long rally. You know, it's a very, very heavy ball, and you expect her to try to look for the opening pretty quickly and create a free ball, I would think.
Yeah, beautiful stroke down the forehand wing from Anja Dokic. You can see that she's just a smooth flowing left-handed player. Spent 3 years at college in the US at Boise State and really just honed her craft under a terrific tennis program. Overplaying that backhand, but she's not going to hold back, Shane. She's going after those returns of serve.
And conversely for Talia, she's just got to absorb it. You know, the ball's going to be coming fast. Just take the ball nice and float the ball back nice and deep, make it an extra ball. And looks like she's very capable of doing that.
Again, you're starting to see Anja really trying to move Talia around again, taking her off that middle position, because Talia likes to sit in the middle of the court and dictate to her opponents. You'll see Anja just trying to take that middle position away from Talia and get her to really start working out to the backhand and the forehand wings, taking away from her comfort position, which is dictating from the middle of the court.
And she's doing that by hitting through the tram lines too. You know, looking for the shorter angle through the tram lines.
Oh, just an absolute outstanding cross-court forehand. Just stand and deliver. There's no purer ball striker in the women's game than Talia Gibson, I can tell you that.
I think Anja appreciated the quality of that one. There's a wry smile on her face when the ball went sailing past her. Whizzing past her.
And again, you can see the power that Talia generates from the back of the court, and that is not an easy shot. That may have looked easy on camera, but to be able to hit the high ball, shoulder height, back foot for a clean winner, absolutely outstanding timing. Just overplaying down the middle, first serve. Overplaying, first double fault for the match for Talia.
Yeah, it was Anja had another wry smile when Talia's wailed away on that high forehand. She actually hit quite a good return on that juice point. It got it nice and high, but Talia very capable, just smashed it back into the forehand corner.
Juice, Talia Gibson serving from Peppermint Grove. And beautiful 1-2 combination, that swinging serve out wide, opening up to the left-hander's forehand wing and just really putting that backhand nice and deep into the corner.
And of course the sea breeze is coming a little bit too now, so you know the advantage with the server serving downwind, as we've talked about all year about this seat Frio doctor coming in, and the challenges
that presents.
Yeah.
Advantage, Gibson serving, Peppermint Grove. There again, just beaten by pace, back of the court, ball sliding through. First game to Talia Gibson. Both teams coincidentally wearing the white shirts and the black shorts or black skirts. So we'll keep you up to date with who's who on the court, because you won't be able to tell them from their uniforms at least, as we sneak across to court number 2. Ksenija Vujacic from Hensman Park serving, first game against Ruby Broadbent, closest to the camera from Peppermint Grove. Double fault from Ksenija. A shaky start, serving with the breeze. The breeze is coming left to right of the camera and in towards the camera. So the furthest from the camera is a little bit down breeze. Does the game style change if you're hitting into the breeze as opposed to hitting with the breeze, Shane?
Yeah, it does. It does. We'll talk about that in a second. And when you're playing up into the breeze, depth becomes so important. You know, anything that lands mid-court is a problematic ball for you. You've either got to be short, you've got to be really deep. When you're hitting down breeze, you're really looking to be hitting the ball with loop, clearance over the net, and trying to get the ball down the court. You know, long, flat ground strokes are going to cause you a problem.
Switch back to court 1, and Dokic from Hensman Park serving. Huge ball right down the middle. Looks like it caught a bit of that line. Talia just having a good look, but conceded that did catch the outside edge. Beautiful ace.
Isn't it a typical left-handed swing serve through the middle there, breaking away? Gives the serve a crack.
Goes after it. Fast motion, good action. The step-up motion in the serve. Beautifully struck ball down the line. Both girls possess incredible power, particularly off that forehand wing. So early into the match, was just seeing exactly what skills both of these athletes have.
Yeah, what I like from Anja then is that the ball was flat returned with a lot of speed, but it was low, didn't get any higher than knee height, and then you got right down low to it, hit right through the line of the ball.
Yeah, lovely return at full stretch, Talia Gibson, and just been able to make something out of nothing. Really, the forehand down the line just caught Anja Dokic by surprise. Generally, that ball wouldn't come back with pace, and Anja would be able to set up with that big cross-court forehand.
That's when we're talking about playing the ball into the breeze, up into the wind. If it's either got to be short or it's got to be deep, and that ended up being very, very short. And Anja wasn't that comfortable moving forward to the shorter ball. So
swinging serve down the middle, just missing.
That looks like the go-to serve. Slice down through the middle.
Yeah, and just a little nervous on that second serve.
Yeah, it's interesting, wasn't it? It was more of a slice second serve rather. There wasn't much kick on that one. That'll be hard to hit into the court when you. Anja's not of tall stature, so when you're hitting down breeze, you're not that tall. You're hitting a slice serve. There's not much clearance over the net there. We'll keep an eye on that as the match develops, I think.
Be like a box of chocolates, this for Anja. She's had one ace, one double, one outright winner, and an unforced error in her first service game.
Look at you keeping stats now.
Just fell on the back foot there. You know, we're grateful for Goods Property Service and our resident statistician. He's giving us
Is that a statistician or a statistician?
Statistician, keeping us up to date with all that's happening in today's Goods Property Services Round 8 State League top of the table clash. Dokic serving, Hensman Park.
Let's watch his second serve. You know, see if there's a little bit more kick on this one.
Again, another double to that side.
That's what we talked about. She's coming around the side of the ball rather than up and over the back of it. So
we did speak to that very served with Anja a couple of rounds ago, and I think she's got some shoulder issues, so she's trying to come around the serve rather than coming over the top of it. So hence, the style is more of a slider serve rather than a kick serve. Not too sure what happened there. Anja played a sort of a half forehand.
I think Talia mishit the ball and framed it, and I don't want to happen after that. But Anja certainly took it pretty easy, didn't she? And really, it was a free green light ball there for Talia, and missed an easy ball. Really, it didn't make a lot of sense.
You didn't miss too many of those in your heyday, Smeds, I can tell you. Dokic serving. Overplaying that backhand a little long. Both girls have made their mind up. They're just going to be aggressive on the return of serve. They're really going after it, and we're seeing that. It's either going to be an outright winner or an unforced error at this stage. Dokic serving, her ad. Again, well held.
Yeah, a couple of really nice first serves. They're strong first serves. I think if Anja's first serve goes in, it's going to give her the best chances to get into every point. A couple of times in that first game, though, on a first service game there, when I think Anja was quite surprised the ball came back so fast off the return of serve. She was a bit shocked. It came back so quick.
Gibson serving, Peppermint Grove, one game apiece. Overplaying that first serve, just a little long. She's working the tee. Both women are going down the tee a lot in their first serve. Just catching that ball a little bit late. I'm sure the listeners, Talia is number one in her age group in the country and has been since the age of 12. She's just flown back in from Brisbane at lunchtime today, so she must be a little bit weary, probably a little bit jet lagged, but still managing to get up and play this number one singles match.
And represent a club, play with a team. Lovely
beautiful
return,
forehand
yeah.
cross court. She's not going to leave anything in the kit bag, Anja Dokic. She knows that she has to go after every shot and really put Talia on the back foot.
To the unknown for me with both these players, actually all four women from all two teams, will be how they adapt to the playing under lights. They don't do it very often. None of the players do it very often, so it'll be interesting to see how they do adapt to it, and it really depends on how good the lights are as well.
Gibson serving, trailing 15-30. A few flies out here, just brushing them away. Ball coming across the back of the court. Anja going to move that ball off. Generally the ruling here is after a first serve, regardless if a ball comes on the court, you don't play two. You only play two if a ball comes on and interrupts the point.
Yeah. And that's a decision made by the receiver, not the server.
Again, opportunity goes begging there. That was a mid-court second serve. Had the forehand opening up the court, but just snatched it. That's a little bit of that anxiety coming in, knowing that she has to overplay. Anja Dokic. 30 all. Beautifully struck ball into the backhand, or to the forehand corner of a left-hander. Again,
yep.
Just possesses so much timing, so much power, Talia Gibson.
Yeah, I think a lot of players when they're starting out seem to think that as soon as the ball goes onto their court, they deem it as a break and play, and then you get two serves. And the server's always looking for two serves. It's not the case though.
40-30. Overplaying again, just overplaying that forehand a little long. Nice hold of serve there from Talia Gibson. Currently leads 2-1 as we sneak across court number 2. Watching Ksenija from Hensman Park, closest to the camera, serving. Currently trailing 2-1 against Ruby Broadbent from Peppermint Grove Tennis Club. Beautifully swinging serve down the middle.
Yeah, she's got a lovely surface action, Ksenija, hasn't she? Right, big, deep knee bend. And viewers have a look at that, reminiscent of Boris Becker.
Very much like Boris. Ksenija was out practicing with the state squads before this match out at the State Tennis Centre. He's 2 or 3 days a week out training with the high-performance squads out at the State Tennis Centre, headed up by Tommy George and Len Cannell and Marissa Giannotti. Oof. Beautiful forehand down the line. Ruby Broadbent possesses a lot of power. She's a great timer of the ball. She's a fluid mover around the court. Only young, and certainly has a lot of development and a lot of potential.
Yeah, again, it's great to see a lot of the younger girls out here playing today. To me, it's showing again how healthy WA tennis is.
So we scoot back to court number 1. And Dokic from Hensman Park serving. Closest to the camera. Just snatching that ball, first serve. We'll just take special note of the second serve, whether she slides that racket around the ball as a slice. Made mention she's had a few shoulder injuries. She's changed that second serve technique. And we see it there again.
Around the side, yeah. It's a lovely forehand. Yeah, and as we indicated very early on, you'll see Anja Dokic pull the trigger. As soon as she feels like she's got the ball inside the court, she'll have a crack at it. Does not want to be in long rallies here because it looks like Talia Gibson can just absorb pressure very comfortably.
Sliding serve, that left-handed sliding serve out to the backhand is a go-to shot for Anja. She was right in the hitting zone again, but
Yeah.
sliding away, and she didn't move her feet and just try to hit through the ball and overplayed it. 30 love. Again, that ball just taking a bit of pace off it, moving away from Talia. Didn't move her feet on that occasion, catching that backhand a little bit out of position. But, I mean, that's what she's got to start to be aware of, particularly on that second serve.
Yeah, you're right. I mean, I think the last 2 second serves, Talia got caught not moving her feet, set her feet very, very early. Of course, hitting a slice serve into the sea breeze, the ball's stalling, it's not getting there. So he's been out of position a couple of times there, needs to adapt to that.
40 love. Changing it up, going down the tee. Percentage first serves a little bit low from Anja Dokic, making up to the scoreboard with those tricky left-handed second serves. Just catching the net.
Snake.
It's interesting though. Talia said, apologise for hitting the let cord, but we know, Shane, you're out there to win every point.
No,
you don't mean that.
Nobody really means their apology when they do that. And that was a great dead snake. Just fell over, didn't it?
Catching the top of Tate and dropping over. 40-15. Still 2 game points here for Anja Dokic serving. Trying to square the ledger. Currently trailing 2 games to 1. Nice serve, body serve, but again, no footwork there. Just, I would suspect that Talia is feeling a little bit heavy in the leg after flying 5 hours all the way back to WA.
Oh, that's a big ask. I don't seem to remember you ever apologising for some of the rubbish you used to dish up on court.
No one fairer.
You never used to apologise.
No one fair on the tennis court. 2 games apiece. Gibson serving from Peppermint Grove. Lovely play. Beautiful hands at the net. Down low. Not an easy shot to play, Shane.
Yeah, lovely point from both of the girls, actually. I thought Anja was pretty happy with the return of serve. And then I don't think she expected Talia to take the ball out of the air like on that dry forehand. Or not, it wasn't really a dry forehand volley. It was just a forehand volley through into the back court.
Overplaying that forehand. That was the first foray forward for Talia.
Looked very comfortable.
Very comfortable at the net. Good technique. 15 apiece. After making a difficult shot, she misses the relatively easy one. Overplaying. Again, both girls really just being aggressive on the return of serve. 30-15, Talia Gibson.
There's a bit of static out there. Oh, it's only you eating a carrot, is it?
40-15, overplaying that forehand cross court. Meanwhile, back at the game, enjoying Talia Gibson and Dokic, 2 of the best players in the Goods Property Service State League competition. This is round number 8, 1 versus 2, Hensman Park, Peppermint Grove.
Off.
Beautiful play again. Nice aggressive play from Talia, overplaying the forehand down the line. You can see Anja just shaking her head. She's had a couple of looks at passing shots, but overplayed.
Yeah, it's very impressed with Talia. Seems very comfortable moving forward. For the second time in that game, took a ball out of the air on a forehand, whipped a topspin drive volley, and Anja came back with a quality pass, driven right at the body of Talia Gibson. But Talia quite comfortable there, just nice, soft, deft hands. Used to see it with you a lot.
Moving across to court number 2, Ruby Broadbent serving furthest from the camera from Peppermint Grove. On serve, 2 games apiece. Beautiful play. Love that aggressive play by Ksenija from Hensman Park. Looks like she's got the early break, leading 3 games to 2 as they change ends, but just wonderful aggressive play.
So we're back on serve here. 2-3 in the first set, with Anja Dokic to serve, serving down breeze. Now this serve caused her a problem that last game. We saw 2 double faults in that slice second serve. So it'll be interesting to see how if she makes any adapts for this game. And you can see that Talia sees this as an important game. She's up on her toes, isn't she? Ready to go.
See that, just ready for this 6th game of the first set. Sliding serve down the tee, down breeze, just swinging
serve.
Away.
Another great serve.
15 love. Another ace. Second ace for Anja Dokic. Really just going after the tee, isn't she?
Yeah,
First serves.
I'm just trying to make sense of the biomechanical side of things. With if Dokic had a bad shoulder, but can wail away on that first serve as much as he is and got incredible racket speed, but can't hit a kick. I'm just trying to understand that. Perhaps you can enlighten me. Maybe I'll ask Tom when Tom gets in here.
Oh, outstanding running forehand down the line from Talia
That was a
Gibson.
beautiful shot, wasn't it?
Just pure ball striking. And again, the court movement is second to none. Just being able to get there in position nice and early.
Stay nice and low through the ball.
15 all. Of course, we'll be joined by the High Performance Academy manager Tom George and Marissa Giannotti throughout the broadcast.
Yeah, Tom's just turned up straight from the squads out at Tennis West.
Overplaying again, trying to do too much.
Yeah, that's what we'll see. We'll see a bit of that. Becomes a big point now, 15-30.
But your interesting comments before regarding going after that first serve for Anja Dokic and really just taking that pace off coming around that second serve. It might be a confidence thing as too.
Yeah.
More than biomechanically. Swinging, so I do like that serve. Take a little bit of pace off, working the ball out to the backhand wing, taking Talia right out of court. Of course, that's just the left-handed's gift, really, isn't it?
Oh, it is. I mean, breaking serve, slice right out for the backhand. Good go-to serve for the left-hander.
Yeah, I think you're right. Ball just appeared to be a little wide on that forehand return, and then missing the backhand wide.
As you know, it's often it's tough to make a call, a really tight call in the pressure of a game, isn't it? So players will typically err on the side of caution.
You never seem to make a bad call in your professional career, Shane. You were very fair.
Always tried to be, Brett. Those around me always weren't.
I remember an occasion you playing the Queensland ITF over 35 championships one year a few years ago. Had a big ding dong on the court with a former AFL umpire.
He just kept on hooking me, didn't he?
Second serve into the net.
And I remember one of my fellow teammates on one of the teams. He had a reputation hooking on the court too.
Very
frustrating.
That's the company you used to keep.
Hasn't got any better, has it?
Dokic serving. Go again, going after the tee.
Okay.
Yeah, an opportunity, middle box, and just had the opportunity to really do something with that, put some pressure, scoreboard pressure on Anja Dokic. But again,
I was looking at Anja's serve again. We haven't seen her hit one of those flat serve wide. You know, like John McEnroe used to always hit flat serve wide at the point, lefty. Hasn't hit that one, so it may well be a problem with the shoulder.
of course, we're going to hear from Marissa Giannotti and Tom George from the High Performance Academy throughout the broadcast.
Well held. Yeah, so it looks like has trouble pronating that wrist to get the ball out wide onto the forehand court, and then also flat down through the middle on the backhand court. So prefers to come around the ball. So it may be rotator cuff issue.
You've just had your rotator cuff
I have, yeah,
surgically repaired.
Yeah, last Thursday. Not pleasant. A week sitting in a chair, sleeping in a chair, I mean.
Gibson serving from Peppermint Grove, 3 games apiece. I do like the ability of Talia to be able to change direction and pace.
Does that very well.
Yeah, the off forehand, short off forehand, taking her opponent out of court. Had the easiest shot then, but just overplayed. But she won't panic though.
No.
She's been in this situation many times. Both athletes have been in positions to take a commanding scoreboard lead, particularly off their opponent's serve, but when they get to a position to get up love 30 or 15-40, they just seem to overplay, a little bit anxious. 15-all. Again, there's another return that potentially should have gone straight into court. 30-15.
Yeah, it was in the zone, wasn't it? Ball seemed a bit soft here. They don't seem to be coming through very high. What balls are they playing with now? Have they changed the ball? Do we know what they're using? Not Sledgeman's anymore, not Wilson's?
The club chooses which ball they want to use. This may well be a Dunlop ball. Same ball they use at the AO.
Just seems like a lot of the balls are quite low. We're not seeing, mind you, the girls hitting the ball pretty flat, aren't they? There's not a lot of top spinning up there, so ball hitting the ball flat means the ball's going to stay pretty low. Yeah,
the balls will come through. A little bit of night time now, a little bit cooler, so the balls will slide through quite quicker. Pure win after that cross-court backhand. Overplaying, catching the top of the tape. Of course, this production is brought to you by Scotty Walsh, Scotty Walsh's Media, Tomio Yamazaki, through the West Australian Live
They do a great job, don't they?
stream. They do indeed. 8 rounds.
Scotty was here 3 hours before the start of play getting set up here.
Of course, big article in today's West Australian on this matchup. Photo courtesy of Scotty Walsh of Talia. Just moving the ball from the back of the court.
Nice crowd now enjoying the game, aren't they?
Building nicely here at Peppermint Grove Tennis Club. Wow. Absolute outstanding inside-in forehand from Anja Dokic. Bit of pressure on Talia's serve. 3 games apiece. If you don't mind, just opens up the shoulders and just hits her spot.
Big down the middle, wasn't it?
Beautiful time serve. And again, you can see the experience, and winning form is good form. You never seem to panic. And Talia, she's on a real hot streak here at State League. Nice serve, getting Anja to overplay again. 4 games to 3 as they change ends.
Yeah, nice comfortable service going for Talia Gibson there. And as we've said a number of times this year, Brett, the players who, the best players, the ones that seem to have so much, never ever lost on the shot.
As we move across to number 2 court, number 2 singles between Ruby Broadbent from Peppermint Grove and Ksenija Vujacic from Hensman Park. Ksenija is up 4 games to 2 with an early break against Ruby. Both players hit tremendously from the back of the court. Ksenija just overpowering Ruby at the moment. There's another break of serve, currently leading 5 games to 2 as they change ends. Just got into a rhythm nice and early here into this first set, Ksenija. As we will. Oh, Ksenija, I would suspect would be the favourite leading into this. Just a little bit more experienced, a little bit older, a little bit stronger as far as shots around the court. Oh, corporate hospitality is open to everyone, Shane. Enjoying the hospitality put on by the Rover Daddies. Great little cafe. As we move back across to court number 1. Anja serving. Currently trailing 3 games to 4 for Hensman Park. Beautiful cross court, just missing.
For me, this is the game this will set the setup there. And I think Anja knows that too. Just a little bit too much on the roll beforehand. Just missed the trend line short. Like they miss that first serve.
Generally the 7th and 8th game, the most critical of any set.
Sets up a set.
Love 15, 3-4, second serve. Gee whiz, smart play. Had the ball that she was after, the mid-court ball, again overplaying the forehand, Shane.
Yeah, what I'm liking from Talia is getting some nice loop now on that forehand side to get some clearance over net.
15 apiece. Again, you can see the frustration on Anja's face. Had the forehand she was after. Set up nice and early, but overplaying. 15-30. A little bit of anxiety creeping into this 8th game of the first set for the Hensman Park #1. Closest to the camera. 15-30. Again, the slower delivery, just catching Gibson off guard. I do like that tactic from Anja Dokic. Pepper's the first serve, but can take some pace off it. And again, smart player. Spent 3 years at Boise State. Learned her craft under a very good tennis program. Obviously was coached by Mark Luber at Hensman Park for many years prior to leaving for college. Two-time national champion. I think she was the 14 and 16 national champion, Anja Dokic. Great pedigree. 30 all, 3-4. Missing again. I think these lights might be playing a little bit of a problem with the girls at the moment. Again, you made mention at the top of the broadcast that they're not used to playing under lights, particularly in State League. 40-30. And just taking a little while to get their range, I think, with the lights just starting to really fire up as the sun sets.
Yeah, Anja was the #1 12-year-old in Australia when she was a junior, and then represented Australia in 12s and 14s teams.
Just beautifully held there, got out of jail there. 4 games apiece. Talia Gibson looking to serve against Anja Dokic. Yes, both of these athletes were prodigious juniors, particularly on the Australian stage. Obviously, Talia Gibson's been the #1 ranked athlete from 12s all the way through to 18s, and you made mention Anja was the #1 ranked 12-year-old, but 2 national championships at 14 and 16. Yes. So great pedigree here. The ball just coming across, and you can see that just holding up serve.
So if Talia is 17 this year, what are her plans next year? Do you know what she's going to do? Any idea?
Get to that in a moment. Gibson serving, Peppermint Grove. Overplaying that forehand. Look, I know she had a meeting with Tom George, head of the High Performance Academy, and her father and mother. Spoke about what the next 12 months is going to look like. She is enrolled at university. She got into UWA, very bright young lady. So she's got some options.
So she's just completed 8R?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, okay. Because there's choices, you know, for a young woman of her talent. She's got a lot of choices, hasn't she?
Overplaying. 4 games apiece, 15 all. Yeah, certainly the world is her oyster. So talented. She's got plenty of colleges were chasing her.
Oh, I can imagine.
Ivy League colleges. Yeah. Beautiful serve down the middle.
Lovely serve down the middle. Big flat serve. Another wry smile from Anja Dokic there. Not like you could do about that one. Had a bit of heat on that one.
3 aces for Talia. 2 aces in this first set for Anja Dokic.
30-15. Still no breaks of serve.
Gee, beautiful flat serve out wide. She has the ability just to flatten out that first serve, can put some toppy on it and can work the ball away from the returner. I just love the way she goes about preparing.
Yeah, and I think as you said before, great variation. We talked about variation on ground strokes, but also variation on serve. Changing speed makes it very, very hard to get into a routine, into a rhythm on return of serve. Yep. Yeah. It's another 1-2 point, wasn't it? Classic, big drive, flat first serve, and backhand to the open court.
Holding game to love or to 15. Currently leads 5 games to 4. As they change ends, we might sneak across to court #2. We're seeing at the change of ends, Lily Fairclough just sitting next to Anja, talking about the tactics. Anja currently leading 5 games to 2. Seems to have this match in control at this late stage of the first set.
I do like this. I do like this in State League where the girls can have, and even the men as well, so that both the women and the men's teams can have someone sitting on the court alongside them. From my understanding of what the women particularly like, they really enjoy the team aspect of the league, and I think that's a great idea, great initiative. And if it helps keep young women in the game, I think it's great and it should continue. Because it can be quite a solitary sport, can't it, tennis?
Absolutely, no question about that. There's a lot of stars flooding around Peppermint Grove. You see the Hensman Park boys, Matty Burton's come down to support his club.
Evan Manso's up on the top there as
Manso,
well.
the men's captain for Hensman Park. A lot of great stars flooding around. As we see Anja Dokic preparing to serve against Talia Gibson.
Been a high quality first set, hasn't it?
Beautiful
4-5.
first set. Currently leading, trailing 4 games to 5. Serving,
I don't
staying in
recall
his first set.
a break point. Serve's been quite dominant. Love all 4-5 in the first set. Dokic to serve. Just missed with the first.
This is where Talia will start to impose herself. She's up on the baseline. Looking to get on top of this second serve from Dokic. There it is. She had the shot she was after, but the ball does slide away. And again, to get into position, you've got to shuffle your feet, take 2 or 3 more steps to that backhand wing to get it over the ball and give yourself plenty of time.
You did right, Brett. I think you just set her feet a little bit too early. The ball never got to her. Miss on the first serve. Second serve important.
A nice second serve sliding out wide, but I do like the footwork of Talia just to really get across. Didn't need to go after the ball, just put it back in a position for Anja to go after that next shot and just come up short.
What was good about that one is the return of serve was quite short, which meant Anja then had to come forward to the ball and not as comfortable moving forward as what Talia Gibson is.
Overplaying, just a little long. Second serve, 15 all. And again, overplaying.
Yeah, and it's a tough shot when you're hitting a two-handed backhand. A couple of times Anja's been caught short and taken one hand off, hit a slice backhand, had no penetration on it. This time she's kept the 2 hands on it, but really just hit it too flat and it missed by a couple of metres.
15-34-5. Pressure starting to mount, particularly on the scoreboard for Dokic. And we see it there, just a mid-court ball, giving the forehand away, and just Talia leaning in. 15-40, 2 set points, first two break points for the set.
Yeah, probably a poor choice going for that slice first serve there, I think. Took too much speed off it. Oh, was there in the zone again, wasn't it? Yeah.
Not holding back.
No.
Not playing for consistency. Really sees an opportunity. See ball, hit ball. And on that occasion, caught
Yeah,
top of the
green
net.
light, wasn't it? Yeah. Set point there.
Another set point, 30-40. There it is, opening up. Beautiful void down the line to win that first set. 6 games to 4. Peppermint Grove's #1, Talia Gibson, on fire. And the tail of the tape for Talia Gibson. 1 double fault, 3 aces, 6 forehand winners, and 4 unforced errors in that first set. Compare that to Anja Dokic with 3 double faults, 2 aces, 2 forehand winners, and 4 unforced errors. But it was just at the right time that Talia Gibson made the right choice to get that first set.
Yeah, I thought strategically, I thought Anja made a couple of poor choices on that backhand court, those last 2 points on the backhand court. For some reason, went with a slice backhand, a slice serve. Really landed mid-court, had no speed on it, was in the zone for Talia, and Talia wailed away twice and hit 2 winners. Yeah, that was probably a little bit strange, I think, considering you got wailed away on that first time. But I think Talia Gibson will be pretty happy that she got through that set because it was a pretty tight first set, 6-4. There was only one break of serve in that very last on the 10th game, and I think she'll be quite happy that she managed to get through that.
And it's certainly a match that Peppermint Grove need to win on this top court. They are trailing on the second court. We'll keep you up to date with the scores right across all 4 courts today, but Peppermint Grove need to get off to a really good start here on court number 1. And Talia Gibson has just set Peppermint Grove up just nicely, winning that first 6 games to 4.
So the players have had a break. They've had a quick sit down to regroup, and they don't change ends because it's only the 10th. They've only played 10 games, so they'll play 1 game then change. Lovely point from Anja. Took the short ball, whipped it away to the forehand side of Talia Gibson. Love 15. And we'll welcome Tommy George to the microphone, just fresh off the court from the High Performance Academy at State Tennis Centre. Welcome, Tommy. What have you seen so far?
Some incredible tennis. It's great to join you here on a wonderful Friday night. Watching some world-class tennis. Really enjoyed that first set from Talia and Anja. There was nothing in it, and some wonderful ball striking from both players, and Talia came up with some great shots at some pivotal points. So, yeah, wonderful tennis.
Crowd's starting to move in now. They've obviously heard there's a quality game ahead, and the crowd slowly building.
Yeah, huge crowd in tonight. Really impressive seeing everyone come down here. Love the tennis community in WA. They all get around the State League.
I was saying at the end of that last set, I think Talia Gibson would have been quite happy. She snuck out of that first set. Whilst there was no break of serve, it was a tough set for her because Anja stayed with her the whole time, and Brett was telling me that she's only just got off a plane from Brisbane earlier on today, so probably feeling a bit worse for wear, but out here nevertheless. And as we know, once you step on the court, there's no excuses.
That's exactly right, Shane. So she had a big week of training up at the National Tennis Academy in Brisbane. Wonderful serve there, and a lot of the top players in Australia up there training at the academy, and yeah, back in at lunchtime today, and loyal member of the team. She'll never miss a State League match, so straight into it.
I mean, that's a great example for other players, isn't it? To put your team up there is important as your own performance in your own career.
Exactly right. She loves her teammates and loves playing for this club, and it's great to see her fly back in town to make sure she's here for this pivotal match.
And Brett was saying that you had a meeting with Talia just the other day and what her plan is for the next 12 months. Oh, unlucky. Yep.
Unlucky from Anja, just wide there. Great cross-court backhand from Talia Gibson. Yeah, so she has an exciting period coming up where she will be playing Australian Open Juniors. There's some 60,000 women's pro tours in rural Victoria, in Bendigo and Traralgon, and then depending on those results, she may get more opportunities. So very exciting start to the year coming up for Talia.
So US college is off the table at the moment?
Yes, just going to go straight onto the pro tour now. She's just finished year 12, so straight into the pro ranks, and she might do some part-time study at university here in WA, and which will enable her to travel around and play the professional tournaments.
That's an exciting time, isn't it?
Very exciting time.
Brett was saying that Talia's also very smart and was going to go to UWA.
Yes, incredibly smart girl. Her results will come out soon, the Year 12 results, but has done very well up to this point. So studies very hard, very studious, great time management, so incredibly bright girl.
And I dare say the colleges would have been falling over themselves to have Talia represent them as well.
Oh yes, all the colleges.
All the top
Division
colleges,
schools, offered her full scholarship. So yeah. As we move on over to Ruby Broadbent and Ksenija Vujacic, which Ksenija won the first set there. It's a close contest, some great tennis there, number 2 position. Back to court 1 with Anja Dokic to serve. Great deep return there from Talia, just caught Anja for pace there. Anja not happy there, just talking to herself, a few shadow swings.
We've seen that serve from Anja or not, that slider on the backhand court, typical lefty serve.
Well, just long there from Anja. Yeah, it's a great serve. She has that wide serve that Anja does, using her leftiness there to take the player out wide and open up the court. So that's really served her well over the years. A junior national champion and played at one of the top colleges in America, at Boise State, famous for the blue turf there in the college football. So, yeah, she does have her set plays, and one of her winning plays there is that wide serve on the ad court, and then she rips that backhand cross court. Let's see what she does here. Yeah, great curling serve down the tee there. Got the free point, just what she needed.
I mean, it's the thing, isn't it? You have a player who knows what they're going to serve. You have a player who knows what they're going to receive, but you've still got to be able to handle it. Even though you know you're going to get a slice breaking serve, you've still got to be able to handle it. That's the serve we haven't seen from Anja hit very much today at all, that flat one down the middle. I think if anything, my only criticism of the service has been the fact that it's been a little bit one-dimensional. It's been that slice breaking serve, both on point and back and court. Nice to see it flatten out a little bit more.
Ooh, just wide there. Now, you're exactly right, Shane. You want to see the variety on the serve and try and keep Talia, break her rhythm there and change it up. And yeah, you don't want to be too predictable on the out wide serve there, because Talia has a very strong backhand return.
Yeah, and last thing you wanted to give her an easy read on what serve's coming. Yeah, lovely rally.
Yeah, great point there from Anja. Beautiful shot to win the point. There was some big ball striking. Sitting here live at the back of the court, some big heavy hitting. As good as anyone in the world.
What impressed me on that second serve for Dokic is that breaking serve. By the time Talia Gibson hit that return, she was halfway into the service box on the backhand court. It curved that much.
Just long there, so long game continues.
Yeah, dodged a couple of bullets, had a couple of break points, and got away back into it.
Yeah, it's that lovely backhand cross court. Solid as a rock there.
I was saying to Brett earlier that to me it looks like the ball's not getting very high off the court. You're finding that? You sort of
Yes.
There's very few balls that are, you know, waist height, chest height out there. Is that because the girls are hitting the ball very flat, or is it the court's maybe a bit softer, or the balls are a bit softer? Missed it.
Oh, bad luck there. You're exactly right, Shane. Talia hits the ball very flat and low over the net, and it's very flat play. I was just talking to her dad off commentary before, and she doesn't break many strings because she hits it so flat.
Yeah, and doesn't brush up against the back of the ball, so the strings aren't moving across each other very much, are they? No.
No, exactly right. And I'll just wait for this point. Oh, just wide there, hit that a little bit late. And Anja as well, not as flat. She has a bit of shape and spin on her ball, but a bit more variety. She can flatten it out, but she also can do those heavy topspin balls as well. But Talia's predominantly all flat. just long there.
So is that something you think Talia needs to address moving into pro ranks, to be able to change the speed and change the spin, change the height on the ball, say hitting to a two-handed backhand that's way above your shoulders? Is something you've been working on?
Yeah, it's a good point, Shane. I think sometimes with Talia, just keeping it simple is the best way to go, and let her just
Find her own way.
Find her own way and go for her shots. And when she sees space and she wants to go for a big laser and big flat shot, just let her go. But you're right. There is a point where she will play some opponents and she will have to mix it up and put in some high spinning balls. No doubt about it. Just long there. And that's a perfect example of what you're talking about. That ball could have used a bit of shape and spin.
Yeah, and we saw it a couple of times earlier on the first set when Talia was playing down breeze and actually looped the forehand a lot more, gave her clearance so the ball still dropped deep into the court and got high up on Anja, which made it a harder ball to return back deep. Lovely ball on the line, yep. Couldn't call that one out, could you? Right on the line.
Right on the line. We had a good view of that, and it's great to see these girls playing very fair spirits.
Yeah, and recognise the quality shot. It's a beautiful night out here, isn't it? It's not cold at all. I thought the mosquitoes might have been out, but there's no mosquitoes anywhere either.
Bit casual with that ball after a wonderful serve. She got the ball that she wanted. Yeah, you're exactly right. It's a beautiful night down here at Peppermint Grove Tennis Club. It's absolutely stunning tennis and huge crowd in. It's people
bars
open, have got their wines and beers. It's an incredible atmosphere down here. Just what you love to see.
Just a little bit quick on that one. I've said it a couple of times tonight before you came on air. Just looks a little bit flat tonight. And understand if Talia's come off a big training week, there's probably not a lot of juice left in those legs.
Yeah, good point. Been a big week and just coming off a 5-hour flight.
Oh, another beautiful shot. That's that flat drive we were talking about before.
Yeah, wonderful backhand there.
Tough to get good help, isn't it? Julia Speziali doing a great job off camera here, trying to keep her away from the camera. With the food and beverage for the commentary box.
Yes, you're exactly right. Thank you very much, Julia. Puts on the best events in WA. Huge asset to Tennis West and gets everything done with a smile on her face. Thank you to Scotty's Media and Tomio Yamazaki for putting on a great show here once again. Quite the setup we have here in the commentary booth. And the Goods Property Services, State League, the sponsors, giving these wonderful opportunities to all the best players in WA. Very grateful for their sponsorship. We move on over to Ksenija Vujacic and Ruby Broadbent. Another great match. really special night here with the first live broadcast through the West Australian and Scotties media, Friday night state league. So historic occasion. It's wonderful to see so many people down here enjoying this historic night.
And I think more clubs should try to do this. I think if a club's got 4 quality courts, as Peppermint Grove has, under lights, I think it's an earlier night. It's a different feel playing under lights, and I think it gives an opportunity for other stakeholders to become involved and to come out and enjoy it. Because what you typically find on a Saturday is you get most players they're playing their own tennis on a Saturday, so can't then go and witness and enjoy the other quality state league games. Whereas anybody can be here tonight because the rest of the state league fixtures aren't scheduled until tomorrow.
Exactly right, Shane. So we just see a blistering forehand winner from Ruby Broadbent, who's been going from strength to strength in the competition. She's really one of the most improved juniors in WA. It's great to see her playing such wonderful tennis there against Ksenija. And you're exactly right. The Friday night fixtures, as you can see, it's a huge success here tonight with such a huge crowd loving their tennis. So you want to see more of it.
Yeah, so I think any other state league clubs out there, put your hand up for next year. Make sure you get your name down with Tennis West to host a twilight event. Oh,
As we great time in there from Scotty's media as we see a huge forehand cross-court winners. God, the wonderful ball strike in there, straight out of the middle of the bat. Yeah, very good serve there from Anja, jamming Talia up, very clever.
we just see Lily Fairclough move onto the court there to support Anja in the non-playing position, which I think is a great initiative, isn't it? Having the women on the side of the court there to support one another.
Yes, that's exactly right. It's great to see Lily here tonight, who's just had a very successful tour of Queensland at the ITFs, where she made back-to-back semi-finals of singles and doubles, which has seen her world ITF rankings skyrocket. So looking forward to watching her play doubles tonight. And in the latest Australian ranking, she's gone to #1 in the country for her birth year. So,
oh, congratulations. We've seen Lily a couple of times this year already, haven't we, in state league games out at Hensman Park?
Yes,
plays a lovely all-court game.
Yes, very bright future. She's really got a big game, great
Lefty.
attitude, lefty. Also a wonderful doubles player. Really looking forward to the doubles tonight, and just a lovely young lady. So great to see her doing so well.
Been late on those a couple of times tonight. I don't know whether Talia's getting caught out with the ball breaking away from her, but it's just not in the strike zone when she completes a swing. Missed a couple of those sort of like coming off the racket, like a golf shank.
Yeah, great observation, Shane. Just catching those serves a little bit late there, so just needs to prepare a little bit earlier. Oh, what a shot. I thought Anja did quite a good serve there, but that was just too good from Talia. There's really nothing you can do there except say too good and move on to the next point. What a shot.
Yeah, I've got to apologise to all the golfers out there. I did mention the S word, the shank word. Golfers don't like hearing the shank word, so I do apologise to all the golfers out there.
No apologies needed. That describes my golf game. Just a little bit long there, just another shadow swing, maybe saying that maybe she over-rotated. A little bit low on the ball toss there, very low contact point.
Must have just drifted off the court. Must have just missed. Couldn't have been much in it.
No, just wide there. Not much in it at all. Went for the right shot, just execution. has the break of serve, which is a pivotal moment in this #1 blockbuster battle of the Titans.
Talia to serve up breeze. No, one of the girls that like that foot up style. What do you call it now?
Ah, the step up.
Step
yes.
up. Used to be called the foot up when I was around, but that was a long time ago. So
Yes, no. We do our coaching courses through Tennis Australia. Sheridan Adams does a great job at Tennis West, delivering all the different courses to all the great coaches in WA. And yes, the names do change a lot, I've noticed through the years, and the different coaching manuals. Hard to keep track of sometimes myself as new editions come out.
just missed it. Just missed it. Overplayed the forehand there.
Yes, the latest coaching manual I was reading through had a lot of abbreviations, and
I hate those abbreviations.
It had DBT, and I was sort of reading through all these different things, and I was like,
Is that deep vein thrombosis?
I was wondering the same thing. Delayed ball toss, and basically the whole article was all in abbreviations, so you had to sort of work through it all. And describing the left arm, the BTA on. They were talking about the ball toss arm, and
okay.
I thought it might have been easier to just have written that out. You're right, Shane. It is great to see Lily there on the sidelines, and they talk through the match and the tactics, and their teammates get involved and around it. And it's one of the great aspects of State League. As we move back over to Ksenija, Vujacic and Ruby Broadbent having a terrific match. Ksenija, as well as Talia, has just finished year 12, so it now really gets stuck into a hard tennis training, and she's been looking at US college opportunities next year. Or Ruby just catching a little bit late.
And that's it. That's where you expect Ksenija will finish up next year at the US college?
Yeah, I think more likely than not. She's still going through her options as a very bright girl. She's had early acceptances into some top courses in WA, so the world is her oyster. She can choose between a full scholarship in America, or she can stay here at home. So she's got great options. And it's a hard decision because she has a wonderful coach here, James Connolly, doing a great job with her. So, you know, she might want to stay and do some more work with him and hit the pro tour.
Oh, that's a lovely off forehand wide, wasn't it?
That was
short through the tram line. Lovely shot.
Incredible shot from Ruby Broadbent. She runs around to hit that great off forehand, as you said. Very impressive. Had another great year of school tennis at Applecross, and we'll move back to the #1 ladies singles match. Second serve.
Unlucky. Serving to keep this. Serving to keep this set on level par 3-3.
Well, loose mistake there from Anja, uncharacteristic of her, such a high-level tennis player. So a little window of opportunity here for Talia. Pivotal stage of the match.
There's that loose return of serve we've seen a few times tonight from Talia. Just just didn't look like she just set herself well enough. Set her feet too early, ball wasn't quite there and just overreached for it and snapped at it.
Yes.
Expect this second serve to go slice wide.
Yeah, too good there. One of Talia's great strengths is her backhand down the line. So if she sees that window there, she'll pull the trigger every time, and there she did again. So
it was actually nice to see a bit of variation. I think I called the slice serve wide on the second serve, but Anja's actually changed the line a little bit, so I went into the body, and Talia got caught with the ball coming into her body, but managed to be sharp enough on her feet, did a nice loopy top spin to get herself back into the point.
yes, great analysis, Shane. Wonderful point there from both ladies.
There's another example where Talia sets her feet really early, the ball's still breaking, and that's gone away from her and framed it on the edge of the racket. Just, again, didn't quite set herself early enough.
Yes, a lot of movement on that serve from Anja, curled a long way.
We did see 1 second serve from Anja from this end. It actually took onto the forehand court. It took Talia into the middle of the backhand court to return it. Not that much break on it.
Oh boy.
Oh, that's...
Yeah, too good.
Yeah, nice short ball through the through the tram line again.
Yes.
Again, some more variation through the ball. Nice high look. We haven't seen that very often tonight from Talia. I like to see that, especially when you're playing somebody that hits the ball so strong off the ground, as Anja Dokic does.
Yes. Another good point there in the break of serve. It's great to see the men's team from Hensman Park come down to watch the ladies' team. We see Matthew Burton and Austin Voss and the rest of the team come on down. They have a bye this weekend. Lovely to see.
Sounds like they're doing a lot of things right at Hensman Park, aren't they?
Yeah, they're a great club. Led well by the manager there. Ellen does a great job. They've got a wonderful board. Yeah, a lot of success. Just off commentary, speaking to Evan Manzo, another one of the Hensman Park men's players, and he didn't quite put on his handbrake the whole way, and his car was rolling down the hill there. Luckily, just got it in time.
Evan's a student just graduating from Curtin University. Shout out to Evan. Evan represented Curtin University at InterVarsity level, and was looking to go to uni nationals on the Gold Coast until COVID hit. Quality player, Evan.
Yeah, he sure is. One of the
loves his doubles, doesn't he? Loves his doubles.
Loves his doubles. Very impressive doubles player. And a great young man. Thoroughly enjoy our chats each weekend at State League, so he's got some interesting stories.
Loves to talk, doesn't he?
He sure does. I think we'll have to get him into the commentary one weekend.
Oh, lovely serve down the middle.
It's too good, and it's very impressive serving. She does a lot of serving at targets each week, so no surprise that she hits her spots.
Picture perfect, that one, right in the corner. Sorry, we're back after a short technical difficulty there. Dokic is now to serve at 2-5 in the second set, looking to stay in this match now. Expect this second set to slice down through the middle.
Yes.
Talia's up and about, isn't she? She's ready to go on this one. Oh, lovely, lovely ball.
Too good and well called there on the prediction of the second serve.
How many times do you think Anja's structured the point that way with that slice serve down through the middle, gets a short return back and wails away into the corner on that backhand? I think she probably served it very well over the years.
Very high percentages, I think. As we see a Kookaburra come down onto the court and onto the number 2 ladies match.
Oh, yeah.
Had the opening and went for it. Ambitious shot. Just needed a bit of shape on that.
A little bit ambitious when the ball's so low over the high part and that short part of the court, wasn't it?
Yes, that's right.
And certainly off a low ball, as you said, need a little bit more loop on it. And they say attack down the lines and rally cross court. Yeah, lovely serve there. 30-15.
We're just getting some score updates down from the number 3 and 4 singles matches. We've got some great matches down at the 3 and 4 positions. Gail Leong won the first set, 6-1 against Hayley Burton, but Hayley's turned it around to be 5-4 up in the second set. Nurkic and Emma Black, we're just waiting for a score check there, but also having another terrific game, 2 of WA's top juniors.
See, I think that's a shot where Talia could hit with more loop.
Yes, exactly right. Yeah, she's got to make that ball at the neck. Yeah.
I mean, you're not going to hit a winner off that ball from where she was on the court. Going for the trusty serve, slice down through the middle. We play the point.
We've just got a live score update from the number 3 ladies singles match. Ella Nurkic versus Emma Black, with Emma Black winning the first set 6-1 for Peppermint Grove, and Ella Nurkic fighting back to be 5-4 up in the second set. Same scoreline as the number 4 ladies singles match. So some brilliant tennis, every match coming down to the wire.
Well, we saw Anja do her job. She held serve. Tight game, but held serve. Lives to fight another day. So 3-5 down. Really needs a break here to get back into it. Half the job done. Oh, that's a great...
That's just unbelievable ball strike, and I thought Anja's return was actually quite solid, and then it just came back at 1,000,000 miles an hour.
And you did nothing wrong. She would have been quite happy with that. And all of a sudden the ball's back at her feet again and had to swap hands to be able to hit the ball. Oh, yeah, it's a nice free point there.
Yeah.
That's served well tonight. A big flat serve down through the tee. 30 love. 2 points away from winning this this first rubber for Peppermint Grove. Oh, gone big again. 2 in a row. Breaking slice serve wide. So a pretty good game so far. crunch the second ball, and then gone ace. 40
Three match points for Talia Gibson.
Wanted 3 in a row.
Yeah, she sure did. She went for the ace again.
That'll be enough.
Yep, and it's a great win there to Talia Gibson. 6-4, 6-3 at the #1 position for the home side, Peppermint Grove, to get the win over Hensman Park. So great start to the night for the home club with a ripping match. What are your highlights there, Shane?
I'm really impressed to see, not having seen Talia play before, obviously heard a lot about her. Impressed that Talia made herself available to play after a long week, and clearly wasn't at her best, but as the best players do, found a way to win and did enough to win. You don't always play at your best every time you walk out in the court, and the top players always find a way to win, or most of the time find a way to win, even though they're not at their best. So congratulations to Talia. I thought she did a great job, and you knew she was going to be in for a fight, and I thought she did a pretty good job. And as a few times during the match, we saw quite a wry smile on Anja's face, because she just shook in disbelief at the quality shot that she was receiving.
Yes, very high level match. I was very impressed with Talia's serving. I thought pinpoint accuracy there, got a lot of free points. We saw those back-to-back aces there. She served out the match there, and a lot of free points. So I thought that was a real highlight. Backhand down the line, also very impressive. So some good tennis. Wonderful match. As we turn our attention to the #2 ladies match, Ksenija Vujacic returning serve against Ruby Broadbent. Nice big serve there from Ruby. Got a little bit jammed there, Ksenija. Yeah. Pivotal stage here as we have super tie break to decide the match.
I love watching Ksenija serve. The little bit we've seen of it tonight has this big, deep knee bend drive. Very reminiscent. I was saying to Brett before, Boris Becker. Only one I've seen get down so low on a knee bend. Gets great drive up, and
just wide there. So the start of we've got the super tie break here to decide the match. I believe it is 2 points to 1 to Ruby. We've just been given a score update from the member of the crowd, which I hope it is correct, Shane.
Well, I'm sure the listeners and the viewers will tell us if we're wrong. Oh, lovely ball. Lovely ball.
Yeah, great point there from Ksenija, setting it up and executing with the winner there. And we also have a super tie break down the #4 position between Gail Leong and Hayley Burton. So some wonderful close contests here tonight.
I think this crowd's going to get a little bit more boisterous as the night goes on. There's a few frothies going down out here at the moment.
Yes, I just saw the lads walk past with a few beers and having a great night tonight. I think it's going to be a very close count back at the end of the night. There's nothing in this contest.
So Ksenja's one of the young women out there who doesn't have the foot up service style.
Yeah, so Ksenija has the platform service.
The platform. More names you've got for these serves? Matchy.
So we have match super tie breaks on third sets on every court remaining. So the next 10-15 minutes will be very pivotal to tonight's result and the whole state league season, no doubt.
I'll tell you what, if Peppermint Grove can sneak another couple of these match tiebreakers, they'll be in a great position for the rest of the night. Then that'll give them 3 rubbers if they can get another 2 of these.
Yes.
Already having one Talia Gibson's first one.
Yes, well, Talia's got the home team off to a great start, so really the pressure's on the defending champions.
The girls on the second court, they're enjoying the match on the court across them. As Tom said, all matches are match tiebreakers now, so they're all into the third set in that modified format for the third set. And on a night like tonight where you're playing under lights, you don't want to be out here for 5 hours, do you? So nobody wants to be finishing at midnight, so I think the idea of a match tiebreak works really well.
Yeah, it sure does. It makes it very exciting. The crowd loving the tennis tonight. Oh, what a forehand angle from Ksenija Vujacic. She works on that a lot with their coach, James Connolly. He'll be here tonight. He'll be very happy with that point. Well constructed. I thought Ruby played a great point too, maybe just dropped it a little bit short. Brilliant tennis from both ladies. Yeah, great serve there from Ruby. That's an area of her game she really developed well. She's starting to get those free points and a lot more power on her serve. So got a very nice service action, Ruby.
You can probably hear some of the crowd now affects microphones. There's a big crowd here watching this tennis tonight. Just having a bit of trouble with the spectators here at the moment. Can't see much of the game at the moment.
As we're having a laugh with some of the crowd members, as talent operations manager Emma Heyman has made her way in to watch some of this wonderful tennis, and she'll make her state league debut tomorrow for Kings Park, which is very exciting. She's just returned from the State Tennis Centre where there was a wonderful presentation on sports psychology and nutrition for all of the National Development Squad athletes. So thank you to Beth Allenson and Heather McGregor-Bain for facilitating that great wellbeing activity. Just a free point there for Ksenija. Ruby would be very unhappy with herself for missing that return at a crucial stage. Got to make Ksenija play at this pivotal stage of the match.
Yeah, and of course the other thing the match tiebreak does, it does teach the athletes how to play under pressure, doesn't it? Because there's nothing like knowing that you've got to win 10 points and you can't afford to get off to a bad start, so it puts pressure on straight away. But the other thing it does do, it also takes away any momentum anybody had. It's really anybody's game. You go to a match tiebreaker, and whereas first serve and return of serve become the two most important shots in these match tiebreakers.
Yeah, great observation, Shane. I couldn't agree more here. Serve and return pivotal here at this crucial stage. Just long there from Ksenija. Ruby playing a really great aggressive brand of tennis and great deep forehand from her, causing the mistake there. Really got a pep in her step there, Ruby. She walks back there, ready to serve.
Feeling the win, I think. Feels the win at the moment, so in a really comfortable headspace.
Yes. Yeah, playing some very impressive tennis tonight, Ruby.
And a game played in good spirits. All the games have been played in good spirits tonight.
Yes. Yeah, wonderful point from both ladies. Ksenija making great use of the whole court there and opened it up and then executed with that forehand cross court that one of her best plays that she loves doing.
You must be thrilled with the legacy you're going to leave Tennis West with, wouldn't you? You must be thrilled with it, with the work that you've done. I mean, I've sort of been away from it for a while, as I've said a number of times, but I don't think I've ever seen tennis in WA in such a healthy position, both from a male and a female athlete. junior athlete point of view. You've done some wonderful work in the time that you've been here. So you're leaving a great legacy for whoever comes in. It must be with a tinge of sadness you do go. I understand why you are going. I understand you're moving on to bigger and better things in tennis Northern Territory.
Yes, no, thank you, Shane. No, I think WA Tennis is doing very well and will continue to do well. There's a strong foundation there with a lot of top juniors coming through, and as we see tonight, these girls playing some world-class tennis, and we have the best coaches anywhere in the world here in WA. We've got the great climate, we've got the great backing of Tennis West supporting these junior athletes, the performance pathway of Super 10, zone squads, national development squads, and yeah, it's a credit to all the great coaches around WA doing a great job with our athletes. So yeah, I think success breeds success, and I think there's many more fruitful years to come. Yeah.
Well, I think you certainly placed WA Tennis in an awesome position.
Yes. Oh, just a double fault there from Ruby. Yes, it's a very exciting time for the juniors. I think the Australian Open juniors coming up. We'll have Jessie Cully and Talia Gibson and Taylor Preston, Lily Fairclough, Derek Pham, Zach Viala, just to name a few that will be playing. As we just have an update from the number 4 ladies match, where we have Hensman Park with the win, with Hayley Burton winning 11-9 in the super tie break. So well done to Hayley on a big fight back there. She's a wonderful young lady. She's a great captain that led them to victory last year. So well done to her on a big comeback and pivotal win there against Gail Leong, who played some great tennis in a spectacular first set. Return to Ksenija serving.
Oh, lovely forehand down the line there. So are you part of the recruitment process for the new high-performance coach? Are you part of that process? I imagine it would have started.
Yeah, so interviews, I believe, have concluded, so I'm not part of that process. I remain independent, and I believe there's some very strong candidates that have had some good interviews this week, and I think we'll find out next week who will come in.
And friendly Kookaburra's back on court number 2 there, having a look at the girls' play.
Yes, as you can see, sitting on the net there, which is great, and that's what makes Australia so great. To see a beautiful Kookaburra out there on a Friday night enjoying the tennis.
One of our most iconic pieces of fauna.
It's a loose mistake there from Ksenija. We have an update that Hensman Park also won the ladies' number 3 singles, Ella Nurkic over Emma Black. So Hensman Park are currently up 2 matches to 1 with this pivotal match here between Ksenija and Ruby still to play out.
Still having problems with those spectators, aren't we? Is one of those spectators a CEO there?
We have Tennis West CEO Brett Patten right in the way of the match point there as he looks back at us at last. But there's a big win there to Ruby Broadbent and big win to Peppermint Grove to level the match up at 2
rubbers. Yeah, 2 rubbers each. Yeah,
2 rubbers each. So how exciting going into the live doubles tonight. That's a huge win for Ruby. It'd be great for her confidence. She's put in a lot of hard yards, works very hard, fit as a fiddle, and she'll be absolutely wrapped with that victory. So thrilling tennis tonight, and we're well placed for some great doubles, and I think we'll see some interesting lineups come up. Earlier in the singles, we saw Lily Fairclough come out on court with Anja, so no doubt we'll see Lily come out for the doubles. So how exciting. The crowd's loving the action tonight.
Oh, I don't think Hensman can afford to leave Lily Fairclough off after not playing in the singles. You can't leave your number 1 player out for singles and doubles. So I saw a warm-up earlier on today before the matches started, so I do expect Lily to play. Lily from what I've seen the last couple of times to watch her play, quality athlete. Hits the ball beautifully, plays an all-court game, and a lefty brings a different dimension to the game. So really looking forward to seeing her play. Expect her to play. And, of course, there's a lot of ducks and drakes at the moment. None of the teams give away their matchups until the very, very end. They hope to get an indication from some of the other teams who's going to play with who. They're just looking for that slight advantage.
Yes, it'll be very interesting to see what the doubles lineups are. That was very tactical, and they try and outfox each other and keep their secrets till the very last second. So it'll be very interesting to see what happens with the lineups, which we'll find out. They're discussing at the moment. The team captains are given to the head official right now.
Yep, Pete Doherty's out there. Pete Doherty, a long-time member of Wembley Downs Tennis Club, does a great job as the referee. Been doing it for about 5 years now, I believe. Listen, while we're waiting for the players to come back on court, tell me about your movement into a management role. Tennis NT.
Yes, it'll be a big change, Shane. It's I'm very excited and grateful for the opportunity to move to Darwin and work for Tennis Northern Territory. I think they've got wonderful programs up there and a lot of potential. The gateway of Southeast Asia, I think there can be some great collaboration there. I'm hoping we can have some great partnerships with Tennis West and work with Brett. I think the Indigenous component's very exciting. One of the big events there is the National Indigenous Tennis Carnival, so really looking forward to that. And I think there's wonderful school programs and participation programs there, so it's really interesting dynamic. We currently have the wet season, but a lot of our tournaments at the Darwin International Tennis Centre will be in the middle of the year, so very exciting. But no doubt I'm gonna miss being on court and coaching, which I absolutely love.
So does that mean you're going to down tools?
I don't know if I'll be able to do that. I'm sure I'll go out on every occasion I can, and I'm sure I'll be back visiting everyone in Perth at every opportunity, because I love WA and it's a special place, and I'm sure I'll come back for some commentary with Scotty and Tomio and yourself and Brett, and I'll miss this dearly.
Well, you clearly are a prestige candidate and a prestige appointee to the position, because I would imagine that there would have been keenly sought, that position that you've got, the CEO of Tennis Northern Territory. Was the recruitment process an exhaustive process? Tell me, what can you share with that?
Yes, no, it was a lengthy process. There were multiple interviews, with a big final interview with a presentation to the board. Very fortunate that they gave me that opportunity, and they've been absolutely wonderful and supportive before I've commenced my role. So, it was a lengthy process, and I've been very grateful to everyone that gave me the opportunity. Yeah.
I heard you had a few sherbets the other night as a farewell dinner for yourself and from the Tennis West staff.
Yes, it was absolutely wonderful lunch there that Julia put on. As stated earlier, puts on the absolute best events in WA, and there's a Broken Hill Hotel when we went for lunch, and I had a T-bone steak, and it was really nice to with great company and people that I've really immensely enjoyed working with and respect, so that was wonderful. So thank you to Julia and Brett for that great lunch. Yeah.
Did you cry?
There were definitely a lot of tears. Yeah, yes, very sad moment.
So what's your last day? When's your last day?
Next Friday. Friday. Yeah, we'll be my last day at Tennis West, and then fly out Sunday morning to Darwin. Yes. And
I understand you were trying to get over there a little bit earlier, but COVID restrictions here in WA made it very hard for you to get out and come back again, so you haven't been up there?
Exactly right. Twice look to move up, go and have a look up there at some rental properties and meet the staff, and twice there was a mini COVID outbreak and the trips were cancelled. So, but I got to do the commentary, and so there was some added benefits of staying.
Fabulous. So it looks like we're just about, looks like Court 2 is getting very, very close to a start. We're still waiting for players. We've got no indication on Court 1 who's going to be out there playing. Pete Doherty's just taking the single sticks out, as you do when you play doubles. And it looks like Talia Gibson's out there. She's certainly going to be playing the number 1 doubles pair, but we don't know who else is going to pair with her. Can you see who's on Court 2, Tommy?
Yes, I'm just having a look now, and looks like Caitlin Hindmarsh is warming up, who is a terrific player in her own right. Has been doing very well in state league, so it looks like she's warming up to come out for doubles for Peppermint Grove. Yeah, very excited to see Caitlin in the doubles action this afternoon. A really quality player, has had some great wins in state league, so I think there will be some absolutely blockbuster matches coming up tonight in the doubles, as we're 2 rubbers all going into the live doubles.
Yeah, perfect setup for an exciting finish here tonight.
What's been your highlight so far tonight?
My highlight tonight. I enjoyed watching. Of course, we covered all of Talia's game, Talia and Anja's game, and I enjoyed watching Talia do what she needed to do to win. And I think I referred to it earlier. You don't always play at your best every time you go out in court. You don't always play that perfect tennis match, and I think the fact that Talia found a way to win quite comfortably in the end, 4-3, 1 break in the first, 2 breaks in the second, and really did it. I wouldn't say it was fair to say comfortable. Did it convincingly, and just did enough. And I thought, yeah, good on her. And to make herself available, I was really impressed with that, because in the past I've seen a lot of players will put their own interests, their own self-interest ahead of the team interest or the club interest. Yes. And it's great to see her supporting her team and supporting her club.
That's right, yeah. So selfless to fly back in today and come in and play singles and doubles, and absolutely loves playing for Peppermint Grove, and it's been such a star for the club, and I think just culturally that just speaks volumes about the great team chemistry that they have, and I've been so impressed with the level of play from all of the team tonight. I thought that was an amazing win there from Ruby over Ksenija. I thought Gail Leong played very well. Emma Black was excellent as well. So a really high quality team that I think will really push for the title at season's end.
Okay, good, yeah. So, I mean, have a lot of work to do. I think from what I've seen so far, Hensman look pretty strong. And I've had a look at probably 4 of the women's teams now, and Hensman has certainly been very strong, obviously winners last year.
Yes.
And got a strong team. I think Gail Leong moved, didn't she? Gail Leong moved from Hensman to Peppermint Grove this year, I think, from memory.
Yes.
So there's been a little bit of movement, not as much as you often see. I like to see teams retain the key core group of players. I like to see that, because it shows a loyalty and allegiance to clubs, which is really nice.
Yes, no, you're exactly right. And I think you're right. Hensman, the defending champions, are still the favourites. Yes. They just have that great depth, and they have those very strong doubles combinations. So they are top of the table again. They are the defending champions for a reason. They have their weekly training sessions. They're very well structured. If one player falls out, the next player that comes in is just as strong. So, yeah, very excited to see the season unfold. But I think both these teams will be right there at the end of finals time. As we have Tennis West CEO and legend of the game, Brett Patten, comes back into the commentary booth.
Wonderful commentary. You and Shane Smedley, welcome back to you. You've had a stint there just watching the final set of the first singles match between Anja Dokic and Talia Gibson. Just had a chat to Ian Gibson, the father of Talia Gibson, only moments ago, talking about her trip away to the National Tennis Academy.
Yes. Over
in Queensland, and the potential of her being more involved. I know she's what do they call a remote athlete now. She gets funding from Tennis Australia to help her performance and her training over here in WA, but there's some talk about maybe doing some training blocks over in Queensland at that National Tennis Academy.
Yes, that's exactly right. So Talia Gibson is an athlete that's part of the National Tennis Academy, but she has been home-based, is a term that they use for those athletes, and has received funding from Tennis Australia and has just completed a week of training there with some wonderful players. I believe she was doing training sessions with Priscilla Horan and Kim Birrell and all these players that are getting ready for the Australian Open, and she had a great week there with some top quality coaches. So it's wonderful that she's getting that support, and she also has a wonderful training program here in WA. So she is fortunate that she's got a lot of great people around her that support her, and she is one of the bright stars in Australian tennis, and we're very excited to see what the future brings for her and a lot of these other great players that are here tonight.
Yeah, almost a once-in-a-generational athlete. I mean, we've been very blessed with the athletes coming out of the High Performance Academy, of which you are the High Performance Academy manager, Tommy. You must be incredibly proud, and your legacy will live on long here on the back of some of the great talent that's coming out of WA, with all the great, not only the High Performance Academy coaches, but the great state local coaches, James Connolly from Hensman Park, and John Thorpe and the Dyer brothers down at Greenwood Tennis Club. And we could go on and on, but the pedigree and the quality of the athletes coming out of WA is simply exceptional.
Yes, Shane and I just had a great discussion about it, and we really believe that WA have the best coaches in the world, and those coaches you're talking about are world leading. They're so passionate. They do such a great job at the local clubs, and the culture in WA of really supporting each other, and it's really that family environment where the WA tennis community gets behind each other. And we're talking about the WA juniors that are getting ready for the Oz Open juniors, and it's just a really exciting time. And you're watching this great tennis tonight, and there's no doubt that we'll put on our TV in a couple of years and they'll be playing at Rod Laver and be playing a night match. So yeah, it's just wonderful to see the fruition of the hard work pay off, and yeah, very exciting times.
We can hear the motorbikes here rumbling past Peppermint Grove Tennis Club. If you'd like to come on down, the last two doubles matches, the number 1 and number 2, it's hinging right now. 2 singles apiece, number 1 and 2 ranked in the Goods Property Service State League competition. Looking forward to this doubles incredibly. I mean, who do you fancy going to the doubles? 2 quality teams, 2 quality pairings. Who do you fancy?
Oh, that's a very tough one. It's very hard to go past the defending State League champions, Hensman, and they're top of the table. They have some very strong doubles combinations. But I've been so impressed with Peppermint Grove tonight to level up the singles at 2 matches all. So I think these live doubles matches will come right down to the wire, and so excited to see what happens tonight. Well, how about you?
Well, I like the look of Peppermint Grove. I think there's going to be a turn of the tables. 5-1 in the, I think it was round 3 when Peppermint Grove and Hensman Park last played, and the winner was Hensman Park. 5 matches to 1. It is 2 rubbers apiece now. We saw the bottom 3 singles, number 2, number 3 and number 4 singles, all go to a super tiebreaker. Could have gone anyway. We're sitting at 2 rubbers apiece. I'm really looking forward to this number 1 and number 2 doubles. So stay tuned. I mean, it's going to be an absolute blockbuster. We're only moments away. The girls are getting onto court as we speak, and they'll be just warming up. So we're probably about 10 minutes away to getting into these live last 2 doubles and watching some of the best athletes going around. Lily Fairclough. We haven't touched on Lily Fairclough. Lily is lining up playing doubles on the top court. She didn't play singles. What was the reason, do you think, behind Lily Fairclough not playing singles on the number 1 court against Talia Gibson this afternoon?
I would have to fact check, but I believe it's because she's just returned from a tour to Queensland where she played 2 very high level ITFs, 2 J3 international events, and she performed exceptionally well and made the semi-finals of singles and doubles of both events, which has seen her world ranking absolutely skyrocket. So I believe she's had a bit of a lighter week, and to her credit, she's a team player. She's come in to play doubles, and she just went to number 1 in the Australian rankings for the 2005 birth year, and is having remarkable success. And she has a very exciting summer coming up as well. You know, lefty, natural talent, big game, coached by James Connolly. So I think watch your space the next 2 to 3 years for Lily Fairclough.
Yeah, and you spoke about the culture of WA tennis and certainly the High Performance Academy. I had Kim Warwick pull me aside. Kim Warwick used to be the former Tennis New South Wales president a few years ago. Number 1 player in Australia back in the 80s and top 10 player in the world. He pulled me aside at the Australian Open and asked me what is happening in WA to produce all this great junior talent coming out of the High Performance Academy, but more so coming out of club coaches. I couldn't answer it. I said it's possibly something in the water, Kim, but I suspect that it's a great culture you're building. And James Connolly just said it was Tommy George to claim that title. But we still think that there's so much more talent coming into all the different ranks. I mean, if you look at across from 12 through to about 14, the quality in those ranks, boys and girls, is simply exceptional.
Yeah, it was really exciting, the younger generation coming through. So a lot of the structure in WA is sort of the base of the pyramid with Super 10s and zone squads and Red Bull Classics, and they sort of move on to the high performance programs, and there are some wonderful juniors coming through. Couldn't name many, but we Jake Dembo, Rishi Makassar, Sarah Nikolic. We have Hensman Park girls here tonight, Joan Yum and Alfie Stevens and Alice sitting in front of the commentary booth, and just plenty of the talent coming through. And yeah, there's that great community atmosphere and vibe, and as we say, success breeds success, and the younger generations see our pros. They see Storm Sanders, Madison Inglis, Astra Sharma, Tristan Schoolgate, Matthew Ebden, John Pearce doing well, and you know they only spurs them on and gets them motivated to go do it themselves. So we see the girls warming up here for the #1 ladies doubles. I think this is going to be an absolute blockbuster, Brett.
We certainly are. Closest to the camera is the Hensman Park duo, Hayley Burton, and the left-hander is Lily Fairclough, and furthest from the camera we're watching Shona Lee, and she's just hitting up and down with Lily Fairclough. Now, Shona Lee was a Federation Cup player for New Zealand a number of years ago, and obviously Talia Gibson we saw in action earlier today defeating Anja Dokic. So, I mean, the quality out on this court is just, again, age groups, the top of the age groups being Lily Fairclough and Talia Gibson in Australia. We've got a former Federation Cup player in Shona Lee. We've got one of the top young ladies in State League in Hayley Burton on this top court. And absolutely looking forward to this to be, I can only say it's going to go to 3 sets. It's going to be decided with a super tiebreaker in the 3rd set, Tommy.
That is a big call from Brett Patten, but I tend to agree with you. I think this is going to be an absolute nail biter, and it's going to come down to some sudden juices, and there could be nothing in this match. But you're right, all 4 players on here absolutely world class. So really looking forward to this blockbuster.
Yeah, the Goods Property Service State League round number 8, Peppermint Grove coming up against Hensman Park, 1v2, 2 singles apiece, and we've flicked across to the number 2 court where we're watching in action. Trying to see who we've got. Ella Nurkic and
Ksenija Vujacic. For Hensman Park.
Hensman Park, and then up there following in for Peppermint Grove, we're seeing
Ruby Broadbent and Caitlin Hindmarsh. So Caitlin did not play singles tonight, but she's in for the doubles, and she is another world-class player. So the depth of both these teams in the doubles combinations is incredibly strong.
Peppermint Grove Tennis Club putting on a wonderful event. Big crowd building down here all through the singles, culminating in a really solid, strong crowd. We thank you for staying tuned. This is going through the West Australian live streaming, courtesy of 7 West Media. Obviously, want to thank Scotty Walsh and Tomio Yamazaki from Scotty's Media putting this production together. It's never easy to put the production together. We just get on camera and talk all about what's happening on the court, but Scotty Walsh and Tomio Yamazaki, the work they put behind the scenes to make this possible, to make sure that we're publicising the best talent in the best competition anywhere in Australia, right here in WA, is simply exceptional. Of course, the big article in today's paper and the photos was courtesy of Scotty Walsh as well. He's doing a great job in publicising all the best players, men's and women's, over the last number of summers.
That's exactly right, Brett. The most and best exposure tennis in WA has ever seen. Big thank you to Scotty and Tomio for the wonderful hard work. We joke about it and say they're the dream team, but they really are. You're right. We rock up just before the broadcast, and they're here all day setting up and doing all the groundwork, and it's just an absolute pleasure to work with such professionals who are so hardworking and humble. So well done to them. We
want to give a shout out to Mitchell Woodcock as well from the West Australian. He's been wonderful in publicising and promoting and doing the stories up each Saturday and Monday's West Australian. He produced a beauty today in the West Australian leading up to this particular event. Obviously Benny Robinson, Nick Ryan. I mean, some great supporters at the West Australian 7 West Media that make it very, make it easy for us to get here and talk about tennis, but they're doing also a lot of the heavy lifting and publicising it through, the West Australian newspaper, which is potentially the most subscribed newspaper anywhere in Australia. I certainly know their online subscription has gone up substantially over the last 12 months. And their paper readership, again, through the roof. So we appreciate their support and looking forward to that continuing for many years to come to publicise some of these great athletes we've got. And we know that they're going to go on and be absolute world beaters in the years to come, Tommy George.
That's exactly right. It's such a thrill to pick up such a prestigious newspaper as the West Australian that I absolutely love and read every day, and see all these great photos and articles and the promotion of our great sport. It's just received wonderful feedback. I must get phone calls and messages daily about it, and some of the athletes run into the tennis centre and they say, "Did you read that article? Did you see that photo?" And it's really created an amazing buzz, and I've talked about it on numerous occasions, but down at the local coffee shops and just seeing the families just reading the tennis articles, and just really special to see that wonderful exposure that's well deserved.
Absolutely. We'll give a shout out to Clive Wilderspin. It's Clive Wilderspin's funeral today, and Clive was a wonderful contributor for over 70 years for WA Tennis. He's part of the Tennis West Hall of Champions, inducted 2 years ago. He was laid to rest today at the ripe old age of 92. So we want to send a big cheerio to his family. As we commence here, court number 1, Talia Gibson, Shona Lee for Peppermint Grove up against Hayley Burton and Lily Fairclough, closest to the camera. Opening stages.
Oh, bad luck, just long there from Lily, but you can see her attentions early in the first point of the match. Took that second serve return early on the backhand and charged straight into the net, and we see she's got wonderful volleys, very handy, and Hayley as well. They're both great volleyers and amazing doubles players, so you can see very aggressive and right from the get-go.
Gibson serving from Peppermint Grove, furthest from the camera. Just overplaying that backhand, but you can see what I do like is the intention, particularly of Lily. I mean, she's a server, she's a ground stroker, she's a volleyer. I think really this match will be dictated to by Lily Fairclough.
Yeah, good body serve there from Talia. Yeah, she does love her doubles. Lily and Hayley have had a lot of success in doubles, so we'll be very interested in the start of the match here.
30-15. Gibson, we saw earlier, defeat Anja Dokic 6-4, 6-3 in the number 1 singles spot, giving Peppermint Grove a good start to the day. Of course, last time they met, round 3, Peppermint Grove lost 5 rubbers to 1 to Hensman Park. Hayley just overplaying that forehand long. So all tied up here, 2 rubbers apiece. Number 1 versus number 2. I mean, it was an exciting matchup again, top of the table female clash this weekend. We saw that last weekend, Tommy, top of the table with Cottesloe and Hensman. No result. That went down to the wire. But we'll get a result here tonight under lights at Peppermint Grove Tennis Club. Lovely. There's that dictating on the backhand wing from Lily. You can see she's up and about. She's pretty well rested, and she's setting herself up for the doubles, knowing full well that she wasn't going to play the singles, but just preparing for that doubles, Tommy.
Yes, no, high energy, jogging in, very much like Rafa Nadal.
That's flat first serve out wide to the back, and that's her favourite serve. We've seen that throughout the singles, and when she gets onto it, it stays hit as they change ends 1 game to love to the Peppermint Grove duo.
Yes. Move over to the number 2 ladies doubles match, but yes, exactly right. Talia's been serving very well tonight, hitting her targets well, and served a number of aces in the singles match. As we see Nurkic from Hensman Park to serve. Oh, great volley there from Hindmarsh. Very impressive start. She's a wonderful player and a great doubles player, so I think Ella and Ksenija would be well advised to keep it well away from her up at the net. We move over. We have Lily Fairclough serving for Hensman Park.
World-class rally there. Good hands at the net, Shona Lee. Just overplaying that short backhand by Hayley Burton. We can see the balls and the points are being dictated from the back of the court. The big hitting from Talia Gibson. And also, I mean, I don't think I've seen a bigger forehand in WA State League women's tennis than Lily Fairclough.
Yeah, she's got a huge game, mate. Big ball striker, lots of power, great racket head speeds. She's playing some wonderful tennis this year. Yep, free point there with a trademark lefty serve out wide, swinging away from Shona.
The art of doubles, Tommy George. We might talk to the art of doubles that's after this point, but just want to get your take on the art and the way doubles has changed over the generations, over the years.
Well, hard luck, but the right play there from Hayley to cross there and try and put that volley away and be active up at the net.
Traditionally, doubles has been played serve and volley. The server serves, they move forward and volley, but you don't see that tactic always employed in the men's and women's game anymore. It really is about serving to a position, looking to take the strengths away from your opponent and just giving them different looks.
Yes, the doubles game has changed a lot. A lot of it's played from the back of the court, and I think a part of that is slower balls, slower courts, and technology, and game styles have adapted. But what a half volley.
On cue, in stereo, Tommy George, beautiful pickup from Talia Gibson, just does that with ease, but just, beautiful hands, so composed, the head doesn't move. Technically, it's almost like watching Roger Federer. The head doesn't move, stays set over the ball.
You're exactly right. Technically very sound and natural player and good hands there, because I thought Lily hit a good shot.
Overplaying that high back end.
Yep, and great kick serve down the middle there from Lily out of the hidden zone of Talia. It's a very powerful second serve there. Yes, and the female doubles game has changed a lot. The topspin lob has been very effective, and you'll see a lot of formations. You'll see the I formation. You'll see tandem. You'll see a lot of crossing. So a lot has changed in the game.
Beautiful hands again by Talia. Just putting it over, out of the reach of Lily Fairclough. Yes. On the hard courts, the balls aren't really bouncing up as much here at Peppermint Grove. On a traditional hard court, some of the surfaces now get a bit grittier, a little bit slower, and the ball bounces a lot higher. But we're seeing the balls come through and sort of slide through around about that hip, between hip and knee height here at Peppermint Grove. Lovely play again, the combination, Peppermint Grove Shona Lee just showing all that experience, really just working the ball to the shorter angles, forcing Lily forward, and gave Talia an opportunity to punch away that high backhand volley.
Yes, great volley from Talia, but well set up from Shona from that great angle ball, and what a player she is. Former Fed Cup representative of New Zealand. And just long there, free point. Yeah, she's got quite the tennis pedigree of doing some research and looking through all her results and professional player. And speaking to Emma Heyman, who played Fed Cup with her for New Zealand, and they played the World Championships in juniors together in the Czech Republic. And another good point there from Peppermint Grove, and that just shows the calibre and the standard of State League in WA, that you have Fed Cup representatives coming down and playing each weekend, and quite incredible standard.
Voice of Tommy George, High Performance Tennis Academy Manager here at Tennis West. Lovely touch again by Talia Gibson. I mean, she's an all-court game, Talia Gibson. Does it from the back of the court, can move forward, and beautiful hands around the net. Getting off to a nice quick start here, the Peppermint Grove duo against the Hensman Park. As we switch across to number 2 court. Closest to the camera, Peppy Grove, Ruby Broadbent and Caitlin Hindmarsh.
Ruby will be full of confidence here in this doubles after incredibly impressive singles win in a super tiebreak over Ksenija earlier tonight. She's really made some great additions to her game. She's got a bit more power on her serve and a bit more power on her ground strokes, and very fit athlete, and she's going from strength to strength. Oh, yeah, too nice good. Backhand.
Yeah, I've been super impressed with Ruby Broadbent. This is the first time I've seen Ruby play in the Goods Property Service State League, and she was, I mean, just superbly confident, superbly composed, great movement around the court, and really dictated with that big forehand.
Oh, yeah, she's been very impressive tonight. Her tennis against Ksenija tonight was really excellent. I think she's getting better and better each week as we return to the #1 ladies singles doubles match.
Peppermint Grove leading 3 games to love with a nice early break against their Hensman Park opponents. Hayley Burton serving closer to the camera from Hensman, pairing up with Lily Fairclough. Serving to the backhand wing against Shona Lee, former Federation Cup player for New Zealand. Beautiful serve right down the tee, catching the chalk. If it was on grass, it would have sent a bit of chalk fly up. Certainly not the case here on hard courts, but a beautiful down the tee serve from Hayley Burton.
You are old school, Brett, aren't you? But that was a great serve from Hayley. She does have a wonderful service action, very natural. Another great serve from Hayley at swing and serve out wide. Very effective serve that in doubles.
Coming into this doubles full of confidence, just winning her singles match at 11-9 in that super tiebreaker.
Great comeback. I believe she lost the first set 6-1 against Gale and fought her way back. So great competitor.
Shona just pushing that down the line. Yeah, I believe she was also down 2 match points against Galeon.
Oh wow!
Back.
I didn't know that. So I think any time you lose the first set, it's impressive to come back and win, let alone when you're down match points.
Serving, swinging wide, just missing.
Went back to the well there with the out wide serve.
You see the girls looking at hand signals, talking in code. Yeah, well held. You can see Lily up and about. I love the fact that she's so energised. She's gets up with her teammates, and they like to talk tactics from the get-go. They're not left wondering where she's going to move or where you need to serve, because they talk about that right from the get-go.
Yes,
good team pairing.
Yeah, great communication. World-class doubles players here. They discuss their tactics, and they're discussing where Hayley's going to serve, if Lily's going to cross, and they've got the game plan in play every point. And then we see it.
So running it down, Shona just couldn't make that.
Yeah, almost had it. But there was a great service game from Hayley, but there you saw the tactics paid off. Hayley would have told Lily where she was serving. Lily moved and put away the easy smash. So great doubles there.
Score check on the other court. Ella Nurkic and Ksenija Vujacic leading 1 game to love against Caitlin Hindmarsh and Ruby Broadbent from Peppermint Grove Tennis Club. Opening stages, that #2 doubles in the Goods Property Service State League Round 8 competition. Yeah, nice hands across the net, just pushing that backhand low and long.
I tell you, Shona Lee has been rock solid here. I haven't seen her make a mistake yet.
Good pedigree, Shona Lee, Federation Cup player for New Zealand. Again, beautiful hands, nice little chip cross-court dinking volley. You're right, I don't think she has made an unforced error throughout the first 4 games of this first set.
There's a really great volley there. It's one of those points where it could have potentially been a difficult volley, but made it look easy.
Gibson serving from Peppermint Grove. Up an early break, 3-1. Yep, we can see. We spoke about it earlier in the singles. If a ball rolls across the court during a point, it is customary that you do play 2. And they have done on that occasion. Set's really important here today. 3 of the singles went to 3 sets.
Oh, Lily just pushing it wide there, but good exchange cross court. There's Talia's forehander, Lily's topspin backhand. We're talking about the doubles tactics earlier in the evolution. This is more common now that you see a left-hander like Lily play on the juice court, where I think back in the day the left-hander always played on the ad court, so you had the forehand side, and that's changed.
Gee whiz, that's powerful hitting the off forehand. Again, the soft hands around the net. It was a good recovery from Hayley Burton, but just popped that ball up to Shona Lee as they changed ends, and we skip across to court #2. Ruby Broadbent missing that forehand for Peppermint Grove.
Just came down a little bit there on the swing path. It just dumped that ball down there.
Changing ends. Hold a serve there for the Hensman Park duo. Hensman Park currently leading 3 games to love in the opening set. By contrast, it's 4 games to 1 for Peppermint Grove on the top court and 3 games to love to Hensman Park on the bottom court. So 2 singles apiece. First 2 sets are going either splitting between Hensman Park and Peppermint Grove. We can't get any closer, Tommy George.
That's exactly right. We have an absolute nail biter. So we see the #1 player for Hensman Park, Anja Dokic, giving some tactics there to Hayley and Lily. Very animated there on the sideline, and it just shows how much this means to them. And it's great to see mentor and such a wonderful player, Anja, out there with such passion and talking them through the tactics. Yeah,
it's important to finish on top of the regular season as high as you can, because if you finish in the top 2 spots, you do get a home final, and if you finish on top and win your semi-final, you will get a home grand final. Really important and really impactful.
Huge advantage. A lot on the line during the regular season.
Fairclough serving, swinging down the middle. Hayley Burton, beautiful overhead. But that's set up nicely with that swinging serve away from Talia Gibson.
Yeah, great play that one. I think be very successful all night there. Lily hitting her target, and Hayley so competent up at the net. Easy put away for a player of her calibre.
Of course, we go down to ties 1, and if ties are even at the conclusion of today's play.
That's a serve Lily's been working on a lot, that lefty serve that swings into the forehand hip. So hitting that serve very well. Back in the day, she would really swing it out wide, but now a great variety on the serve.
Beautiful high volley there from Shonali. Again, continuing on with her winning way, yet to make an unforced error. So if the matches are tied at 3 rubbers apiece, they go down to sets 1. And if sets are equal, they go down to games 1, Tommy George. So it's all important. Every set, every game counts.
That's what we're seeing here tonight.
Oh, if you don't mind.
What an angle there from Shona Lee. Off a wonderful serve from Lily to hit that little angle return of serve winner.
I think Lily just misjudged that. She was moving forward well. I think the ball just dipped very quickly under these lights. There's that backhand catching a little late. Again, that swinging serve down the middle, taking the ball away from the outstretched backhand of Talia. Seems to be working midway through this first set, albeit that the Hensman Park duo are down an early break, trailing 4 games to 1.
Yeah, Lily has one of those great serves. Even if you know where it's going, it's still tricky to handle.
Beautiful down the line. Shona Lee again, yet to miss a ball, yet to make an error. Putting all sorts of pressure on the servers, and here we go. This is what they call a sudden death juice. So once it gets to juice, the returners have the choice as to who wants to receive. Oh, beautiful forehand down the line. That returner serve just sat up and really just was put away with great ease from Lily Fairclough. 4 games to 2.
Wonderful forehand down the line from Lily. She's had her opportunity and cracked it. We see one of WA's tennis icons, Evan Manzo, departing the building. We had a funny story earlier in the night where we're talking about he didn't quite have his handbrake on and his car was rolling down the side. And Anja Dokic said, "Your car's rolling down the hill there," and he quickly rushed and got it.
Peppermint Grove is not the place to leave your handbrake off. If you roll into a Maserati or a Porsche around these neck of the woods, you'd be in all sorts of strife.
Could be an expensive night.
Shona Lee serving, double faults. First unforced error was seen off the racket of Shona this evening, currently leading 4 games to 2. Wonderful night for tennis. The wind has really died down here. Almost perfect conditions on these centre courts at Peppermint Grove. Shona Lee from Peppermint Grove serving, love 15. Hayley Bird just playing the backhand a little bit long. A little bit of scoreboard pressure.
Been very impressed with Shona Lee so far tonight. Been clinical.
just went for the off forehand down the line. A little bit ambitious there. The path down that centre or that sideline past Hayley Burton was probably the size of a 10-cent piece, but she is so confident that she went after it, Tommy.
Yes, I guess when you've represented your country and had so much success, any shots on. Good easy put away there from Talia. Those sort of balls, it looked easy, but she made it look easy by closing the net and putting it away. If you stay back, they can drop down at your feet and become a tricky situation. So good job just going forward and knocking it off.
Lee serving, Peppermint Grove. If you don't mind catching the top of the tape again, just apologising for catching the top of the tape. But they generally don't mean that, do they, Tommy George? You've been around tennis a long time. It's all about winning the points, and if you catch the top of the tape or hit a line or jag a shot, that's what you're trying to do.
One of the funny traditions of tennis, we always wonder how sorry is that person when they say sorry and put up their hand. Secretly, they're fist pumping and very happy.
First serve, fault. Second serve, shown a lead. Just waiting up for the ball to bounce across the back of the court. And there it is, the double fault. I think that ball coming across the back of the court just threw a rhythm off.
Yes.
Forcing the double fault.
Sure did. A ball toss was just behind her as her body weight went backwards. Never a good idea in serving. You want your body weight into the court, up and out.
Falling away off that first serve, shown a lead. Or just overplaying that second serve. Break a serve, back on serve here. 4 games to 3 as we move across to the number 2 court. Nurkic serving. Looks like they held their serve, and
it looks like these doubles are in sync.
They are in sync at the moment. We might just switch back across you and I, Tommy. I hope you're enjoying today's broadcast, brought to you by Scotty's Media through the West Australian live streaming. 7 West Media doing a terrific job in promoting the wonderful sport of tennis. It is the best premier tennis league of all clubs throughout Australia. We're very proud of that, Tommy George, and
yes,
hope that this continues for many more years to come. So early stages of the 2 rubbers apiece, 2 doubles on court. You're going for Hensman Park. Have you changed your position on that?
I think they've had so much success in their doubles. I think it's anyone's game tonight, but it's hard to go past the defending champions.
And you can see Anja Dokic again, just talking tactics. She's leaning down, bobbing up now, just talking to Lily and Hayley. Seems to work at the last change of ends. That's where they got the break back. Hayley Burton looking to serve here, trailing 3 games to 4, but breaking back only moments ago.
Yeah, I'm sure Anja's given it words of wisdom. Terrific to have that mentor, wonderful tennis player, wonderful tennis coach out there guiding them through this match.
Talia had the ball to hit. She went after it, went down the line, just catching the top of the tape. I mean, Talia's flown back in this afternoon from Queensland. She must be starting to feel a little bit of fatigue. Long matches on court, and certainly sitting in a plane for 5 hours is not going to help the heaviness in the legs, Tommy.
Yeah, great shot there from Hayley. Good play that. Go hard and low at the net play when you've got the easy ball. Yes, I know myself after a 5-hour flight, I just get to the hotel and crash, so let alone come out and play world-class singles and doubles. So credit to Talia. She might need a Powerade or some jelly beans or glucose tablets to get her through the rest of the night.
You can see the hand signals from Lily Fairclough, just letting Hayley know where she wants her to serve it.
Yeah, good deep return there from Talia. Hard down the middle is always a good play in doubles. It means your partner can get involved and it doesn't give any angle to the player there. So Hayley didn't have much to work with there.
Burton serving.
Lovely flat and wide serve from Hayley. You can hear the crowd just getting behind Hayley Burton.
Yes. Great crowd in here tonight. Loving the tennis. A big, powerful serve there from Hayley. Comes from a prestigious tennis family in WA. Ash Burton, Matthew Burton, Cameron Burton. All state league title winners. Oh, another great forehand. Hard luck.
Yeah, Father Ash has been promising to come on air. He's threatened for a while to come on air and have a chat about the glory days of the early 90s. But he's living through the kids at the moment.
Yeah, quite the family pedigree with Matthew Burton, state champion, Cameron Burton, state champion, Hayley, the captain of the winning state league team, Ash, a legend of tennis.
And Rod, his father, a legend of WA tennis as well. Oh, beautiful backhand down the line, just holding on there. Consolidating serve, moving to 4 games apiece at the closing stages of this first set between Peppermint Grove and Hensman Park. Top of the table clash, Tommy George, 1 versus 2. Hensman yet to be defeated after 8 rounds. Peppermint Grove looking to upset the reigning champions. Big serve down the tee, if you don't mind. Beautiful arm serve there from Talia Gibson.
Huge serve there, really hitting her targets well. Yes, and each week when we discuss with Scotty and Tomio the match of the round, aren't we glad we came here tonight? What a match this is.
Oh, opening up that backhand wing, and again just piercing backhand, laser-like. Both forehand, backhand wings from Talia Gibson. You can see why she has been dominating the age category all the way through to the 18s.
Yes.
Throughout Australia.
Yes, won numerous national titles and consistently been the #1 player in the country for her age all the way through juniors.
4 all, 30 love. Again, another bomb down the tee. What are you recording that to the eye? What are we talking, 180, 185?
It's got to be up there. That's really coming through. We did buy a radar gun the other day on Tennis Warehouse, so we will have to bring it out next week and get an accurate reading on that.
Again, another big serve, just putting, no, a little long. Called out, 40 love. You can see just above the shoulder of Talia Gibson looking to serve. Kookaburra sitting high in the old gum tree.
And how beautiful that is.
Beautiful play
Yeah,
again, well
good
held.
play.
Talia Gibson, 5 games to 4 as they change ends and we scoot across to court number 2. Peppermint Grove closest to the camera, returning. Ruby Broadbent, Caitlin Hindmarsh, beautiful move from Caitlin. Yeah,
Oh, what a
tennis.
point. That was a great move from Caitlin to cross there and a great little drop shot. Good hands, and Ruby finished it off with that powerful forehand drive through the middle of Ella and Ksenija. This is incredible tennis tonight. Really enjoying the action.
Oh, beautiful hands there at the net by Ella Nurkic. What can you tell us about Ella? I mean, terrific young lady. She was part of the Pizzy Cup team
Yes.
this year that didn't travel, unfortunately, due to the restrictions, but one of the best juniors in WA for a number of years now.
Yes, 2004 birth year, the same as Ksenija, and has always performed exceptionally well. Made the quarterfinals of the Australian Nationals in Melbourne, and has always represented all the WA state teams. Has won numerous AMT and junior titles, and was also a former winner of the Karen Buchan's Award for hard work and good sportsmanship. And to talk about the character of Ella, at the State Tennis Centre, she found a $100 note in the car park and went and handed it in at reception a couple of years ago. So she is a wonderful young lady and a great role model for all the juniors coming through. Always gives 100% effort, always has a smile on her face, always supports her teammates. Very bright girl that's early acceptance into uni next year and a wonderful tennis player.
Lily Fairclough serving. Catching the net. Yeah, wonderfully set up. You can see Lily Fairclough just giving the fist pump. I want to know who carries $100 bills nowadays.
Or who carries any cash at
Shane
all?
Smedley's the cash man. I know he carries wallets full of hundreds.
He does have a lot of cash.
Carries them in a
there.
suitcase out the back of his place in Palmyra. Meanwhile,
good
back at the game. Lily
Yeah.
Fairclough ready to serve. Swinging wide, beautiful
Great
left-hander
serve.
serve. Swinging wide, 5 games apiece here, right at the business end of this first set. All important set here, which could potentially determine the outcome of this tie between Peppermint Grove and Hensman Park.
Yeah, wonderful serve there from Lily. It'd be an ace against anyone in the world as it was just swinging away.
See Shona Lee bouncing up and down, former Federation Cup player for New Zealand. 5 rubbers apiece, or 5 games apiece, I should say. Piercing forehand down the line from Shona. Again, great technique, sets up nice and early. Good power from the back of the court. Beautiful hands.
Yeah, great move from there from Lily. Great doubles player. Reads the play so well and saw an opportunity and quickly moved across. And has very good hands and feel there to just drop that little short ball. Great play there from Lily. There's a couple of double faults creeping into the game there from Shona. I think just a little bit of issues with her ball toss. So she'll just have to rectify that moving forward here. She's bouncing around ready for the next one.
15:30. Yeah, well read there from Talia Gibson. She really just played a little bit of cat and mouse here with Hayley Burton. She was moving, creeping into the middle of the court, giving Hayley a look down the sidelines, but just moved back quickly to cut it off.
Yes, I will watch the replay tonight to see that point again, but it did look like she did the old fake and moved across and then back and had the easy volley, and Hayley fell for it.
Oh, good hand
Yeah,
by all
good
players
hands.
at the net.
Yes.
Hayley Burton hitting that high forehand directly at the body, and you can see the kookaburra just flying into shot. Not going away. There's too much feed around at the moment. A lot of midgies and moss, and enjoying certainly the spectacle out here. The best female athletes in the Goods Property Service State League competition. Overplaying, and that's a break. 6 games to 5 for the Hensman Park duo. Gee whiz, they've won 5 out of the last 6 games to put themselves into contention to serve out this first set as we move across to number 2 court.
Yeah, huge momentum shift there. So credit to Lily and Hayley for making a big comeback there and playing some excellent doubles. Great play there from Caitlin. The top spin lob there. Very difficult ball for Ksenija there. So we're talking about that early. One of the very successful tactics in female professional doubles is the top spin lob now.
A bit more traditional out here for the females doubles. Not a lot of net play. Both teams prepared to stay back of the court, slug it out.
Yeah, good serve there from Caitlin. Good hold of serve as we return to the #1 ladies doubles match.
Hayley Burton serving for the first set, leading 6 games to 5. Just waiting for Anja Dokic to take her position. Down the tee, missing wide. Oh, good deep forehand by Hayley. You can see that coming to blows with Talia Gibson. There's no easy feat, but she just gave that forehand a little bit more flight. Just took a little bit of speed off it.
Yeah, it must have been a very deep ball. I must admit, off the racket, I thought that was going long.
It's a little long. Second serve. Again, overplaying by Shona Lee, putting the pressure on the returners. Currently 30 love to the Hensman Park, 2 points away from closing the first set out.
Inexcusable mistake there from Shona. Got to make them play there. 30 love. Wild mistake there from Talia. So, see Hayley and Lily got great energy, really supporting each other. 3 set points.
Oh,
what
beautiful
a shot.
backhand. Big serve too, flat and wide by Hayley Burton, but just met with ferocity and great pace down the line for the winner past Lily Fairclough.
Yeah, what a quick exchange that was. It was like lightning back and forth.
Another set point, 40-15. Overplay, you can see that. Hayley just come on with a big yes. Closing out that first set, 7 games to 5 to give Hensman Park a comfortable lead here. As we flick across to the second court, Ruby Broadbent just overplaying that forehand a little bit long. Looking to get a score check on this number 2 court. Sending Julia Spazzali out there to check the score. A little bit too far for our eyes here. Tommy?
Yes, I do have my contact lens in, but I'm still unable to see that.
Score update, Julia.
6-1 to Hensman and then 1 love up to Peppermint Grove.
Julia Spazzali, events and sponsorship lead for Tennis West, covering all bases.
And what an impact she has made at Tennis West. Real buzz of energy around the office she is. If you want to get something done, you ask a busy person.
That's exactly right, Tom George. As we're watching Hensman Park really start to get on top of their opponents here on court number 2. The duo of Anja and Ella have played a lot of doubles together,
Yes.
a lot of junior doubles together, so they know each other's game intimately well.
Exactly right. Great chemistry, a lot of success, a lot of confidence. See them communicating, talking tactics. So no surprise, off to a great start.
Ruby Broadbent serving closer to the camera from Peppermint Grove, down a set. Early stage of the second set. Get a nice serve down the tee. As you switch back across to court number 1. Commencement of the second set. Talia Gibson serving. Had a commanding lead in that first set, 4 games to 1. Fell away late, losing the opening set 7 games to 5. Bit of work to be done for the Peppermint Grove team on both courts. Flattened out that forehand, just no shape on it at all. Mid-court, mid-net.
Call that forehand there a slap. Got to get the feet going, get knee bend, and put a bit of shape on that, as you said, Brett. Not the right shot selection.
And missing right on top of the net, Shona Lee, and just pushing that high forehand a little wide.
Yeah, just missing the sitter there.
What isn't obvious to the naked eye on the screen. On screen, the court coverage is just, there's a blaze of light, but to the naked eye, the bottom right-hand corner is a little bit dark down here for the players. Beautiful serve, flat and wide. 1 game to love, holding in the opening stage of this second set as we move back across to court number 2. Ruby Broadbent from Peppermint Grove with Caitlin Hindmarsh serving closest to the camera. Currently down a set. Big forehand down the line. Gee, she's had a night out tonight, Ruby Broadbent. Really impressed with the way she played. Certainly playing that singles, getting that win in 3 very tight sets. But she started this doubles, quite strongly, playing from the back of the court. You won't see Ruby move forward. Caitlin's a very aggressive player, likes to move in and around. She's quite an influence around the net. But I'd like to see both combine a little bit better and start taking the net away from their opponents, Tommy.
Yeah, I completely agree. I think doubles is dominated up at the net, and I would love to see them move forward. So I think Ksenija and Ella are doing a great job of dominating the net.
As they change ends, we move across to court number 1. Lily Fairclough serving. Won the first set, trailing by 1 game to love. Early stage of the second set. Hensman Park on top. Second serve fault. You can see Shonali up and about, just coming up to Talia, giving some energy back. They know the importance of this game here, early stage of the second set. Down 1 set to love. All important they do win this match. And then will on their teammates on the second court to do the same.
Oh, great volley there from Shonali. Great, another great exchange from Lily and Talia. With finished off with a great volley there from Shonali.
Junior Patten in the commentary booth here. Young Lachlan, shout out to Lockie. He was just whispering in my ear, when are we going home, Dad?
Future media star.
7 years of age.
Young Patsy there.
Shona Lee serving, closest to the camera.
Great smash there from Talia Gibson. Another good exchange there at the net. World-class doubles. This is very high quality. Minimal unforced errors and a lot of winners. We see a few of the Hensman Park juniors come in to watch. We have Alfie and Alice Stevens and Yum enjoying the action. Wonderful tennis players in their own rights with very bright futures. A huge crowd in tonight enjoying this great doubles match.
Lovely touch there, Talia Gibson, just popping that ball over the net to the outstretched arm of Hayley Burton. Some wonderful talent coming out of Hensman Park Tennis Club, no doubt about that. Oh, it's catching the top of the racket on that occasion. Ball just got behind her. Shona Lee serving.
Yeah, very solid from Hayley again up at the net. Very good hands, very active.
Of course, Hensman Park, they have a dominant State League Junior Girls team as well. Look out for all the social media work going on with the Tennis West Instagram site, Tennis WA. Get on board, have a look, subscribe, see what's happening here and behind the scenes at Tennis West on a daily basis. Shona Lee just up and about, trying to get some energy back into those legs. Good hustle there from Lily Fairclough, but the top high backhand volley put away from Talia Gibson. Just closed that game out. Nice hold there from Shona Lee as we move across to the number 2 court. Nice deep bolo backhand volley from Ruby Broadbent.
Yeah, it's an area I've noticed she's made some great progress in that drive volley there. She's really crushing that ball there, and seems to be one of her favourite shots when she comes forward. It's the drive volley.
One of the youngest on the court. Can you tell us about Ruby Broadbent? She's a student at one of the
Yes, a student at
best tennis
Applecross.
schools. Yep.
Yeah, Applecross, which is a wonderful tennis program. Our own Shane Smedley has done a wonderful job for many years there at Applecross, and then Lee Jarvinen did a great job for many years, and now taken over by Lance Hines, and won numerous national championships, and it's a great school academically, and the best tennis program anywhere in the country. And yeah, Ruby has gone from strength to strength and works very hard and been doing very well in the AMTs, and it's a very bright future, and I think saw a career best win tonight with that great win over Ksenija.
Just saw a little bit of an outburst there, I think. Someone dropped a racket on that second court. A little bit of confusion on this top court. I think there was a challenge around whether both players actually hit the ball. Just asking the question. They've agreed that there was no double touch. Hayley Burton serving. And again, like the first set, the Peppermint Grove duo up to a quick start, I should say, in the second set, leading 3 games to love. Oh, ball across the court. Again, playing 2.
Advantage to Hensman Park there. Get to do the first serve again. You see MJ's come in to enjoy the tennis at her local club. Watch her coach, Caitlin Hindmarsh. Wonderful to see all the WA's top juniors enjoying the action.
Oh, the angle generated off that forehand cross court, short and wide, almost put Hayley right into the fence. It's just incredible angle and pace generated by Talia Gibson.
Yeah, very unorthodox looking shot there, but very effective, taking Hayley right into the side fence.
Beautiful forehand down the line. Shona Lee gave it too much room there for Shona. Just an easy forehand passing shot. Lily was looking to cut that one off.
I think Lily just moved a little bit early there and just opened up a big channel down the line there that Shona took advantage of.
Beautiful play. Forehand to forehand. Just moved across nicely there. Shona Lee to take out the forehand of Hayley. Going to a 4-love to lead. Jumping out to a very quick start in the second set. The Peppermint Grove duo.
It's an interesting match, this one. It's sort of gone in waves and momentum shifts. We got all the momentum now to Peppermint Grove.
You can see Talia just standing a little bit further across to serve to the ad court, the juice court, I should say, to Lily Fairclough, the left-hander. Trying to generate some more angle. Going after it, pushing that forehand along. Really peppering Shona Lee at the net. A little bit of frustration creeping into the Hensman Park duo, closest to the camera.
Yes, when they're making their big comeback in the first set, there's a lot of energy and positive energy, and they've just gone a little bit flat here in the second set.
Beautiful backhand piercing down the line again. Just throwing the racket at it. High backhand volley. Couldn't control that for Lily. Holding this game quite comfortably. Currently leading 4 games to love, Peppermint Grove duo. You're right about the ebbs and flows. Peppermint Grove were up 4 games to 1 in that first set and lost at 7-5, and they've shot out to a 4-love lead in their second set. Seem to be holding on to their composure. Big serve down the middle.
Oh, a bit of a miss-hit there from Shona Lee, but she'll take it.
40-15. Only a point away from going up to a 5-love lead. Excuse me, not 40-15. Swinging that one down the wire, down the middle, just a little wide.
Just missing Lily's legs there. Would have hit her, it would have been their Peppermint's point.
There it is.
Big
Holding
second serve.
5 games to love as they change ends, and we flick across to court number 2. Hensman Park serving, furthest from the camera. A slight lead in the second set after dropping the first set. Ksenija serving. First serve long. Good communication between Ksenija and Ella. And overplaying that second serve just a little long. I mean, the conditions tonight, the lights, how does that factor into, particularly on the serve, compared to the daytime?
Yes, well, personally, I struggle under lights. We're in contact lens, so completely different. But the conditions tonight are absolutely perfect. Hardly any wind, very still, beautiful conditions. We've got good lighting here, so I think that's what we're seeing, world-class tennis. It's set up for a perfect night of tennis.
No question about that. 5 games to love, second set lead for the Peppermint Grove duo after dropping the first set. On court number 1 as we move back, watching the closing stages of this second set.
It is a very interesting topic, Brett, that each year's Aussie Open players' preferences, whether they want to play it during the day or at night, and a lot of the fit tour and pros sometimes believe that unless they play in the middle of the day, their advantage is taken away. So sometimes they like to go out in the hot, humid conditions in the day because they believe that's a real battle of the fitness. And once you take away and the temperature cools down at night, you sort of lose that element. So very interesting debate and topic, that one.
I love 15. Beautiful forehand volley put away from Hayley. A little bit of venom in that, a little bit of frustration coming out in that high forehand volley.
Yes.
15 apiece.
You hear stories of Roger Federer, sleeping until midday and gets up and has a light hit and goes and plays his 6 o'clock match. Lily just pushing that backhand just slightly wide. It's the legend Shane Smedley. He joins me in the commentary box.
Good to be back, Tommy. Thank you very much. Been very, very impressed with the quality doubles out here. Super impressed with how well, and I was talking to Ash Burton a little bit earlier off camera about how well the girls are volleying.
Yes, very high level doubles. All 8 players in the number 1 and 2 doubles are established doubles players and great reflexes. I've been very impressed with Hayley Burton's volleys and reflexes.
Yes. I was listening to some of the comments from Tennis West CEO Brett Patten, and I was very surprised that the Kookaburra was sitting up on top of court 8 there, wasn't laughing at some of his jokes because they were awful.
Very entertaining as always with Brett in the commentary booth.
He thinks he's funny, doesn't he? He thinks he's funny, but he wasn't really funny.
As long as he finds his own jokes funny, that's the main thing. Just pushing that wide again there. Just pressing a little bit those exchanges cross court.
So what are we looking at the score in this second set now? 4-1, is it? 4-1?
I believe that could be the second set.
Girls haven't been keeping the scoreboard up to date.
We return to the number 2 ladies match. The Ruby Broadbent serving.
Yeah, right. Peppy got off to a big start in that second set. We're up 3-love in the second set with the serve to follow. And Hensman have worked their way back into it now. Again, another quality doubles match.
Yes.
Very impressed with Ksenija's volleying skills. Seems to see the ball really early on a volley, really clean.
Yes, she's worked a lot on her transition game and net play, and yeah, very clean up around the net. Great technique all round. Real all-court player. So we return to the number 1 ladies doubles match.
So updated score, what have we got?
I believe this will be a super tiebreak third set, but we're just waiting on confirmation.
The girls haven't updated the scoreboard. Or have they?
Yeah, great. Lovely shot from Talia Gibson up the line. Yes, so it is a third set super tiebreak. 1-love to Peppermint Grove to start this third set super tiebreak.
Good call, yeah. I think the girls are a bit tardy on updating the scoreboard, aren't they?
Yes.
A bit hard to read from right back here.
Yes, it sure is. Yeah, great play from Hayley and Lily there. Good first serve from Hayley and good put away from Lily. Good move.
She's shown her started off like a steam train, didn't she?
Oh,
Hardly missed the ball.
Incredible. Well, Brett and I were talking about solid as a rock.
Yeah, didn't miss anything. Not as hard a hitter as what the other girls are on court, but just didn't miss a ball.
Yes. Great concentration.
First little mini break against serve.
Yes. There's a big return there from Taylor up the line to Lily.
You know, it's not a shot you typically see off return of serve, is it, down the line? Low percentage, but just nails that forehand.
Sure does.
Missed it, called wide. Right on the line here, Tommy, it was wide.
Mm-hmm. Yes, Hayley's a very fair player.
Oh, great rally.
Yeah, good tennis, good hands from Hayley again. There's a great backhand exchanges there from Hayley and Talia.
Yeah, the girls are quite keen to pull the trigger down the line, aren't they?
They sure are. It paid off there for Hayley, so 2 points all.
Yeah, point against the serve then. So what was the doubles formation we were talking about the other day? Was it squeeze or squish or what was it called?
Squeeze, yes. Yes. We're having a good laugh about that.
Squeeze, that's right.
Impeccable memory you have, Shane.
Yeah, that's why I remembered it.
Lily with the big come on. Great to see her
2
animated.
Points against the very, very strong server, Talia Gibson there. She'll be disappointed with that.
She sure will be. 3-2 to Hensman Park.
With probably the strongest server on court to come with 2 serves. 3-2.
Oh, just
3 point
pushing
there.
that long. So
Yeah.
3 points all, change of ends. Which
Yeah, Pepe. Sorry, Tommy. I didn't mean to interrupt you. I was a bit surprised that Pepe were in the plum spot to win that first set. 5-3, 5-4 with the break, and then dropped the set. 7-5.
Yes, there was a big momentum
Yeah,
shift
wasn't it?
there. They got off to a cracker start and put their foot off the pedal, and that little window of opportunity against these great players, that's all they need.
Yeah,
And Hayley
yeah.
and Lily took advantage and came charging back, and to their credit, got that first set. And
But they put their foot down the second set, won that second set comfortably,
yes,
and they've still got some work to do now. What'll be 3-3 in the match tiebreak.
exactly right. Repeat the first serve. Talia,
Smashed at that.
yep. It's a loose mistake there of second serve return. 4-3 Hensman Park in the super tie break.
So point on serve there to Lily Fairclough.
Yes, it seems to be an advantage so far being the returner, but yeah, good point on serve there.
3-4. Oh, nice return, dipping really low at the feet of Talia Gibson there. Great return from Hayley Burton.
Sure did dip a lot.
And a point against the serve again. 3-5. Hensman looking strong here. If they can win this one, they're going to break this match tiebreak open. 3-5,
Yes.
serving to the forehand court. Shona had any problems tonight with their reflection on her glasses? Only girl out here playing in glasses.
Yes, it would be very interesting to know. And
I've seen it go for a couple of serves and sort of mistimed a couple of the serves. Maybe the reflection on the light onto the lenses, maybe. Just one too many times down the line, eh?
yes, and great reflexes from Hayley to keep that ball in play there. So
And both points against the server. So 6-3 now to Hensman. Strong position here.
just wide there, 6-4.
Trend continues. Serving out to the forehand court. Wow. We're not seeing many points being held on serve at the moment, are we? The returner serve's getting a piece of it every single time, and putting the server under a lot of pressure to hit that first ball back again.
Yes, all
Back
four.
on serve again.
Yeah, all
5-6.
all four ladies returning very well. Yeah.
Oh, great defence. Great defence from the Hensman girls there. A couple of reflex volleys, half volleys, got back into the point and won the point. Well done. Point against serve.
Looked like Peppermint Grove had won that point multiple times.
Correct.
We now move on over to the number 2 ladies doubles match.
Caitlin Hindmarsh to serve, serving out to the backhand. Oh,
Hard
dunked
luck.
it.
Yeah,
Great get from Talia Gibson across that back court there. She was in a lot of trouble.
Yes, and they needed that point.
Didn't they?
Otherwise, they would have been in big trouble. So 7-6
7-6, correct.
to Hensman Park and serving.
With Lily Fairclough to serve. Now is Lily going to go big down the middle, or is she going to use that left-hand ball and take it out wide to the backhand?
If I was a betting man, I would say she'll go for a slider out wide, but we shall see.
It's a percentage play for a lefty, isn't it?
Well,
Off. What do you know, Tom George?
Exactly. Didn't know what to call that one.
That's a quality point, wasn't it? Quality point. Really enjoyed by the crowd. Big crowd here still staying around to watch this doubles match. What'll be 9:30, 20 to 10 on a Friday evening?
And loving every minute of it. That was
That was a quality point, wasn't
There
it?
really was. That was excellent doubles.
Yeah, caught it wide. Yeah. Finger went up straight away from Millie. No doubt about it. What have we got? 6-9?
Yeah, we got match point. Exactly right.
Oh, lovely shot. Lily just moved a little bit too early off a line, I thought. Just a
Yes.
little bit too quick to go.
Yes, she's done that a couple of times tonight where she's just gone
Just
too
got
early.
timing wrong, hasn't she? Yeah.
Just a fraction, but a quality player like Shona will take full advantage.
No, I just tried it one too many times. We've seen that a lot, haven't we? Try to go down the line. It's just such a low percentage shot on, especially on a big point.
Yes, that was a very risky play there, and well done to Hayley, Burton and Lily Fairclough for a very impressive win. Hensman Park doing a great job tonight of winning the close encounters.
Well, you couldn't have asked for any more, could you? What have we seen? 4 match tie break so far?
Yes, it was world-class tennis all coming down to the wire. So we have the final match of the day here with Ksenija serving.
Yeah, I think poor old Peppy Grove are thinking this could be one that got away. They've had 4 match tiebreakers and only won one of the 4.
Yes, they've definitely had their chances. There's no doubt about it.
We've got a score update, have we, Tommy?
Yeah, it looks like it's 6-1-5-4 to Hensman serving for the match. Yeah, great play there from Ruby. Good angle cross court. Caitlin very active up at the net there.
Yeah, I think the girls are pretty tight out there at the moment. Note to CEO Brett Patten, we need to get the scoreboards a little bit closer to the commentary box next time, so we can actually keep up to date with the score. Old eyes under poor light, very, very hard to see the score. Old school slice back and down the line for a winner.
Incredible shot from Caitlin, showing
That was a great shot.
her craftiness.
You don't see that very much anymore.
No, that was
shades of yesteryear.
and the break of serve.
Ooh, back to 5-5.
Yeah, good play there from Ella Nurkic, crossing and sticking that volley through the middle. Great doubles. So at a pivotal stage at 5-all in the second set, with Ella and Ksenija winning the first set for Hensman Park.
Yeah, this number 2 doubles match has had ebbs and flows all the way through. One team's got a few games break and then they've given it up. The other team's got a break and they've given it up. And we've got really, really tight match again. That's a great shot.
What a shot from Ruby Broadbent, the forehand topspin winner.
She's had a big night, Ruby, hasn't she?
She sure
Had
has.
a great night.
Playing some wonderful tennis. Yeah. Great point all round there from all 4 ladies. 15-all.
Oh, dead snake again.
Oh wow, that went over
Yeah,
for the
went
winner.
over, yeah. Unplayable over the net.
It looked like it sort of did a double hit there on the net tape and then back into the net.
2.5 somersault reverse pipe.
Not much Ksenija and Ella could do there. 30-15.
Overplayed that. Ella just overplayed that a little bit. Looks like Ruby can get a little bit close to that ball on a forehand sometimes.
Yes, great observation. Yes, a little bit tight there.
Yeah, just not either a little bit
Yeah.
too close or a
Yeah.
little bit too slow and getting body in the right spot
Yeah,
there, I think.
just give herself a bit more space, a bit more separation
Yeah,
there.
agreed.
Good first serve there, and a nice hold of serve there for Ruby and Caitlin to go up 6-5 in the second set. So hanging on in there with some great tennis.
Pressure's on Hensman now to hold serve to take it to another match tiebreak.
Yes, and
We've
the
seen
pressure.
4, haven't we? We've seen 4,
Yes.
of which Hensman have won 3 of them so far, so we might see another one yet. The trend continues.
Yes. And all the pressure on Ksenija and Ella here after they served for this match. So very interesting to see the dynamic of the next service game here.
And then your Dokic is continuing to rally her charges out there, choosing not to play doubles. Evidently, she hurt her wrist in the singles, and and funnily enough, it was against one of those big Talia Gibson serves. Got the ball late on the forehand side, and she hurt her wrist, and that's why she's not playing doubles for.
Oh, right.
But even though she's not playing, out there doing what she can to support her team.
Yeah, thank you for that thorough update, Shane. I was unaware of that.
Yeah, boundary rider. even when I'm not working, I'm still working. See that? Just.
Second serve. It's a loose mistake there from Ruby in that forehand exchange. 15 love.
And often these close games and these pivotal situations are determined by who can swing freely without fear of what the outcome's going to be. And if you can play without fear of an outcome and just play through your process, you give yourself the best chance to have the best result.
Completely agree. Unlucky for Ruby. Did right play, just missed slightly wide.
What I'm enjoying about this doubles match is that all four girls out there are using the all court, aren't they? All corners of the court. We're seeing some toss spin lobs over the net player. We're seeing drives down the line. We're seeing rallies cross court. We're seeing drop volleys. We're seeing all facets of a great quality doubles game out here.
We sure are. The crowd are loving it.
Missed on the first. Oh, this is a loose game, isn't it? Very loose game here.
Yeah, it's just relieved a little bit of pressure because they sort of changed the momentum, got right on top, but a couple of loose errors.
Tommy, sorry to interrupt you, but an important thing's just happened out here today. We've got the Kookaburra back. So what we probably should do is see if we can get Brett Patten on court on the commentary, because the Kookaburras have laughed all day.
Ksenija just apologising for a slight mishit, volley winner. So 6-all, we have a second set tie break. We wouldn't have expected anything less. Every match tonight's gone right down to the wire. So another tie break. Here we go.
Oh,
unlucky for Caitlin. A great first serve there. Had the ball she wanted and went in for the kill. So one love to the Hensman Park duo of Nurkic and Ksenija Vujacic. See what Ksenija can come up with here.
Loving this service, Ksenija. It's a strong serve, isn't it?
It sure is. Oh, what a shot from Caitlin. Threading the needle down the line of the backhand winner.
The outcome's great, but it's just high risk, isn't it? High risk at such a tight stage in the match.
Yes, if she missed it, we would have been very critical, but...
Will be 2-0 on the tiebreak? 2-0?
1-all.
1-all. Thank you to our spectators out there.
Wow, what a rally. We saw everything in that rally. Toss spin lobs, great volleys, huge, hard, powerful ground strokes, and ended with a great volley from Caitlin. World-class tennis down here at Peppermint Grove Tennis Club.
Yeah, and a couple of challenges the lights put up. We saw a fresh swing on a smash and another miss hit from another overhead. It's very tough out here under lights. And the girls are doing well.
They sure are. Wow, one of the shots of the night. Ruby Broadbent with the huge backhand winner there and a huge fist pump. Home crowd going absolutely bananas. They're loving the action.
Another example of great volleying from Ksenija in there. I thought she'd done enough there with that volley.
Same.
It came back twice as fast.
Yeah,
Well done.
I thought she had the point one as well.
Great serve down the line from Ruby. Probably been the surprise packet of the night for me, I think.
Yes, she
Done very well.
She sure has. I think Ksenija and Ella very fair there. I think that serve looked long from the naked eye. Big powerful shot there
Just
from
rolled
Ella.
away on that forehand, didn't she, down the line there?
Yeah, just caught Ruby there for pace there up at the net. Ella, a big ball striker, one of her strengths. Very powerful shots.
Great job, girls. Keep it on. Come on, Pebby. Let's go, Pebby.
So the girls' change and ends at 4 points to 2 to Peppermint Grove.
So 12-point tiebreaker, change points after the first 6 and every 6 thereafter.
Yes. Hard luck. Good play though from Ksenija, looking to get across. We just missed it long.
Yep, point against the server, 3-4. Peppermint Grove back into it. Came on Hindmarsh, 2 serves to come. Oh, great hands,
Yeah,
great hands there.
Very clever volley from Ksenija Vujacic. They needed that. 5-3 to Peppermint Grove.
We might just try to get a score confirmation of that, Tommy. Either I'm wrong or you're wrong. I'd like to think you're wrong. Oh, no, you're right.
6-3.
I hate that. Yeah, well done. 6-3. 3-6 now. Set point. Second set point. Second set point. 3-6. Ksenija serving at Caitlin. Backhand court. Oh, great point, great point. Big serve, lovely return and a put away volley. The volley wasn't an easy one, was it? The ball was travelling off the return and serve.
It sure wasn't. That was a great volley from Ella.
Met the ball out in front with a nice firm wrist, rack it up, straight through the line of the ball. Perfect technique.
They saved 1 set point there. Now 4-6. 4-6, exactly
Need
right.
another one.
Just missed it. So there's a second set to Peppermint Grove. So we will go into a third set super tiebreak. How exciting.
What's that, sir? What's that? 1, 2, 3. This is the 5th one.
Quite amazing, isn't it?
5th match tiebreak. Because the only, yeah, that's right. Because the only result, it wasn't a match tiebreak. It was a ruthless singles between the 2 number 1s.
Yes, that's right. And that's why we came here. We knew this would be a blockbuster.
Well, we did expect it to be close, didn't we? At our introduction, we thought the match would be close, especially with Hensman #1 not playing singles. That forced everybody up a little bit higher, and it certainly balanced the scales a little bit more. So the girls are just getting ready for the match tiebreak. Anja's out there talking tactics. And nobody better to learn from than Anja Dokic with her experience in the college system in the States. Because as you know, Tommy, in the States, there's a massive focus in college tennis on doubles.
There sure is. One of the best attributes of the college tennis is that they start with the doubles. So they really put an emphasis and priority on how important the doubles is. And you play that all-important doubles point before the singles. And a lot of the players that come out of the college system do very well on the professional doubles circuit. So first point of the super tiebreak, Ella Nurkic to serve. Oh, great hands there from Ksenija Vujacic. Did very well there because Ruby really struck that return of serve very well. So good start there for the Hensman Park duo. 1-love up in this third set super tiebreak. As Tennis West CEO Brett Patten joins me in the commentary booth for this all-important super tiebreak. Ruby serving at love on.
Can we get the sets and games, Tommy George, if Peppermint Grove can get over the line here? That first serve. What a wonderful night of tennis. Some of the best young athletes going around here in WA. First versus second. Hensman Park undefeated so far. Peppermint Grove only lost once, and that was to Hensman Park in the third round of the Goods Property Service State League competition. It'll be Broadbent serving. Catching the top of the tape. Playing tricks on Ruby Broadbent. Ball just dipping and dying.
Ella did very well with Ruby's deep hard shots there to get them back. So good start there for the Hensman Park girls. 2-love.
Playing big backhand return, but just pushing that a little long.
Ksenija really went for that, didn't she?
Went after it. Up a mini break. That's the time to go after it, Tommy George.
It sure is. You like to see it. Go for your shots. Long-term development. Be fearless.
Closing stage of the third set super tiebreaker. Hensman Park serving, leading 2 points to 1. First to 10 points. There it is. Overplaying. High backhand volley. 2 points apiece. Got that mini break back.
2-all.
The 10-point tiebreaker, though, Tommy, are you a fan of the 10-point, and more so the 10-point rather than the 7-point? It's a lot longer, obviously, but a lot tougher to win the 10-point tiebreakers. Girls giving the hand signals. Beautiful kick serve. That a lot of bite on that serve from Ksenija.
Yeah, wonderful service action. Great kick serve down the tee there.
Good leg drive, wasn't it?
Sure was. 3-2. I am a fan of the 10-point super tiebreak. I think if they've already shortened the third set to a tiebreak, I think a fan of the longer format.
Late night viewing here at Peppermint Grove Tennis Club. Caitlin Hindmarsh from Peppermint Grove serving.
Ruby just hit that with her racket, so Caitlin unable to play on there. So changing ends with Ella and Ksenija from Hensman Park up 4 points to 2.
Got the mini break back. We see Super Coach out there, Anja Dokic just firing her charges up. The change of ends, all important set, third set. If Peppermint Grove were to win this super tiebreak, it would have to go down to a count back to sets, and if sets are equal, it would go down to games. Tommy George, and you've stuck your neck out early before the doubles went to air. You said Hensman Park were the favourites. I'm backing in Peppermint Grove.
That's good.
2-4.
Hi, Ruth.
Caitlin Hindmarsh, captain, Peppermint Grove Tennis Club. State League team serving. Down a mini break, 2-4, first to 10 points. That first serve. Threw that ball a long way forward and away.
She really
chased
did.
after it, didn't she?
We had a good view of that on this angle. It really was a long way into the court.
Playing the high backhand volley again. Starting to see a few weaknesses, particularly around that high backhand volley. There's been a few errors come off Ella Nurkic's racket.
Yeah, just a little bit too much of a big backswing there, just catching it, the timing off. Just needs to make it a little bit more compact. Maybe we can practice a few backhand volleys on the wall.
3 points to 4 in favour of Hensman Park. Still a mini break. Playing that first serve. Girls are still talking about where they would like to serve. Nice deep return by Ella Nurkic. 5-3. Nice steadier.
Yes. Yep, Ella very happy with that, with a big come on. The most animated and fired up I've seen Ella. She's normally quite reserved and passive, so it shows how much it means to her and the team.
Important tie, there's no question about it. Top of the table clash. 5-3. Oh, well played. Hensman Park duo. Hindmarsh just catching that smash a little late. Not to be expected. It was a tough shot. 6 points to 3. 4 points away from closing this tie out.
What a forehand exchange that was. Ruby and Ella just bashing it harder and harder and harder as the rally went on. 3-6. Oh,
3-7, giving away another valuable point as they change. No, they're not. 3-7, I should say.
So
Change every 6 points.
So Peppermint Grove in a lot of trouble here.
They are indeed. If they can fight their way out of it. Ruby serving close to the camera. Hensman Park. Peppermint Grove, I should say. Just taking your time. Overplaying 3 points to 8, starting to bridge a gap between Peppermint Grove and Hensman Park.
Yeah, a lot of work to do. This is where the Peppermint Grove ladies will just have to take it, that old adage, 1 point at a time, just try and claw their way back here.
First to 10 points, 8-3. Nicely played by Caitlin, up quick and early.
There's Caitlin very fast around the court, very athletic, got up to that, plenty of time to play a good strong shot.
4 points to 8 as the girls change ends. You see Anja Dokic up and about. She's giving the girls some advice. What would you think Anja be telling the girls right now? Just keep composure, cool heads prevail here in these situations. 8 points to 4, nothing to risk.
Yeah, so I'd love to be a fly on the wall for that conversation. Anja, a lot of experience. I'm sure she's saying just stay relaxed, girls, and keep doing what you're doing because you're off to a great start, and keep going for your shots. I think they're having a lot of success in their cross-court exchanges. As we know, anything can happen in tennis.
Nine 4. 1 point away from closing this tie out. 4 rubbers to 2 for the Hensman Park duo. You can see the Hensman Park crowd just starting to fire up their charges. They know the finish line is in sight, in touch. Valiant effort from the Peppermint Grove team tonight.
It sure is. Okay, match point. Another ball toss way out in front.
Beautiful headings by Caitlin, just straight at the net player. Overplaying the body line shot, throwing the racket up, just pushing it wide. So you got to throw caution to the wind right about now, wouldn't you, Tommy George, and just go after your shots?
I think so. Nothing to lose. Go for it.
5-9, still a match point. Returning for the Hensman Park duo.
Oh,
There
what
it
a
is.
shot to win. Ksenija Vujacic with the forehand down the line winner to win the doubles match and the night for Hensman Park, and she will be absolutely wrapped with that winner to finish it off.
As you cut back to Tommy George and I, what a wonderful night of tennis out here at Peppermint Grove Tennis Club. We want to thank you for tuning in, obviously, through the West Australian newspaper live stream. We want to thank Tomio Yamazaki and Scotty Walsh for putting the production together. Tommy George, of course, you, and Shane Smedley, former world #2 ranked doubles player in the over 55s categories. Sum it up, this is your last time on broadcast with for the season. You're heading up to Northern Territory to head up the Northern Territory tennis. Looking forward to that challenge, but just sum up the night for us here tonight, Tommy George.
Yeah, spectacular night of tennis, Brett. I thought all ladies tonight played amazing tennis. As you said, thank you very much to Peppermint Grove Tennis Club for hosting us. Scotty's media, Tomio, Shane Smedley, and some brilliant tennis. And all the matches went right down to the wire. Lots of tie breaks being played. It was anyone's games. As we expected, top of the table clash. Might be a repeat in the final potentially between these teams. So exciting. The highlight for me tonight was Ruby Broadbent. I thought her match against Ksenija Vujacic was first class. It's just really great to see her progress her tennis and go from strength to strength, and all the hard work that she's putting in, and just amazing matches. And Hensman Park, well done to them tonight, and they really came up, you know, at some pivotal stages tonight, and in both of those doubles won some close encounters and just came up with the goods at the right time.
Yeah, no question about that, Tommy George. A wonderful night of tennis. Round 8, top versus second. Peppermint Grove, they put up a valiant performance. Unfortunately, didn't win at home today. Hensman Park again, too good. Back-to-back champions. They'll stay on top of the ladder. Looking forward to what we would think that they'll meet again in the finals in the weeks to come. Thank you, Tommy George, for your contribution to not only to the broadcast over the last 8 rounds, but your contribution to tennis in WA for the last 6.5 years. We wish you all the very best in tennis Northern Territory. No doubt you'll be producing some wonderful talent coming out of the junior ranks for many more years to come. For me, from Tommy, from all of today, we'll see you next week for round 9 of the Goods Property Services State League competition.